And we are live.
What? Cool.
Stupid. No, you're around us. Or whatever. I don't care anymore.
I don't care. We just lost all will.
We just gotta get this done.
God damn it! There's a mic in the corner, everyone, but enjoy it.
Yeah, just whatever, man.
There's also a mic in the corner.
There's also another mic on the other
On the
corner.
other side, I really hope that this better not go bad in any way where I can't use this recording.
We're not doing
this again. We're not doing this again. So if you guys see this live
This
right
is
now
what we won't go
or
back
whatever,
to.
we're not doing this
We
again.
won't
It's
go
just
back
not
to this.
happening. I'm sorry. But yes, Carl and I are back for another series of punishment.
Punishment. This is what's worse than punishment.
We
Finality.
just did a 15 movie series with Puppet Master. If you haven't seen that yet, check it out. It's long as fuck, but we do get into every single Puppet Master and we do discuss it to the best of our abilities because by the end of it we were fried. And this one, now we decided because we did the wheel last time. This time I'm not going to do the wheel because I don't trust the wheel. I'm going to give
we're
us.
still doing the league.
I can't find it.
No,
That's actually the reason why. But the reality is I'm probably going to give us a small break where we do one movie next time, and I'm going to flip a coin for it.
well, we thought this was one.
Yeah, I'm going to flip the coin for either fine or a complete dumpster fire of a movie that we're going to do, and I already have the choices in my head. So, but today we're going to be discussing the Toxic Avenger series by Trauma Entertainment, Lloyd Kaufman's baby. This is the flagship movie for Trauma. Because pretty much everything, yeah, it is. It's just like Puppet Master was the flagship for Full Moon. So I picked this because there is going to be a Toxic Avenger reboot starring Peter Dinklage and Elijah Wood coming up in August. I don't know if Trauma's involved, but I don't know who's actually doing it. But so I was like, you know what? I'll just throw in Toxic Avenger on the wheel. How bad could it possibly be?
It's Trauma and Legendary.
Oh, and Legendary. Okay. So that's why there's actually some quality put into it. But so this is 4 movies. There's Toxic Avenger 1, Toxic Avenger 2, Toxic Avenger 3, The Last Temptation of Toxie, and then Citizen Toxie, which is 4.
Oh my god.
And it has nothing to do with
So and this movie series has spawned a whole almost a whole slight media empire with cartoons, toys, comic books. Marvel picked it up.
Marvel and video games.
Like this actually has stuff with it. You know what I mean? Like Puppet Master didn't even have that shit.
No.
But somehow Lloyd Kaufman managed to get an entire franchise going based off of this one movie that he came up with during, and I believe Carl told me this, and I looked it up too. He came up with this during the Rocky shoot because he was on Rocky doing pre-production and stuff like that.
He's doing behind the scenes.
And he read somewhere, in some magazine or some entertainment magazine, that horror movies are dead, monster movies are dead. Like, you're not going to make anything good. Yeah. And he goes, fuck that. I'm going to try and make a movie. And he based it around being inside of a gym. It was originally called, I believe, health something or gym, health horror or something like that.
It's supposed to be more horror than it was now. What it is now.
Yeah, no, this I don't know how it turned into this because he was trying to make a horror movie and then it just turned into whatever the fuck this is.
They call this genre splatter comedy. It's what they
See, that's how you know it's not good when you have to come up with an entire new genre to define the thing that you made. But we're gonna get into the first movie right now. The second and third movie we could actually do as one.
Yes, they were supposed to be one.
They were supposed to be one.
Filmed an extra 2 hours of footage.
Yeah, it was 4 hours of footage.
And they're like, we can't put this out in these. So he's like, all right, I'll just split it off.
Yeah, his wife actually came up with that idea for him, and he was just like, you know what, fine, I have all this footage, we're gonna use it. And then there's the fourth one, which, by the way, that they actually fuck up their timeline somehow. I don't know how they fuck it up.
Grabbing one of these for the fourth.
Yeah, go ahead. Because. So this movie kicks off like any other 80s horror movie where they show the health spa and they do a whole where all the credits go off and you see all the characters that are involved.
You gotta see where we start. I mean, it's for the time and it's a different time, but right on the Twin Towers.
Oh yeah, right on the Twin Towers. By the way, they never cut the Twin Towers out of any of these movies.
No.
They kept even after the fact. They kept it
decades later. They keep it right there.
Yeah, they never take it out. And apparently that's actually a big hit with people when they play these things in theaters. They're like, oh, that's cool that they left the Twin Towers in there. This is the one positive thing you can say about this.
It's called Traumaville, the setting, but it's like supposed to be Jersey City, I guess.
Yeah, it's somewhere right outside
Right
of New York
outside,
City,
yeah.
like across from the harbor in Jersey.
Yeah.
But like I said, they open up with them in the health facility, and all these people are working at almost reminiscent almost of Chopping Mall, where you see the mall and you see everyone doing whatever they're doing. But as you're going through this, you automatically start seeing just tropes and offensive things just happening.
That's all there is.
So
no one is a person. They're just a trope or caricature of something else.
There's randomly 2 gay guys just there in spandex, not spandex,
Gyrating.
Speedos.
Speedos and halter tops.
Yeah, halter top, just not working out. They're just there grinding on each other. And also one of them just has a picture of a naked man, just he's holding it. Because that's what gay people do apparently in the 80s. And then, obviously every woman there is wearing the skimpiest outfit possible trying to work out.
It's 84.
Yeah, 84. So you just get tropes in this. And like the meatheads and all this other stuff is there. And eventually you see the main character, who is Melvin Junko.
Melvin Junko.
A curly-haired nerd that is basically the janitor of the health facility.
He's a little slow, but he's not like.
They never really say if he's actually mentally challenged. I think they kind of confirm it in the 4th one.
A little bit.
But they never. But he acts like he's at the very minimum socially awkward.
Yeah, he's definitely socially like pariah awkward. Nobody talks to him.
I'll get into this a little bit more. But so what was your first impression of him?
This goofy geek guy who can't speak a full sentence without yucking or snorting or doing some weird caricature. A lot of the characters in this movie will make weird random grunts and noises like you're a cartoon. Like it's supposed to be a cartoon. I think that's what Kaufman wanted.
It had to have been.
Because eventually that's what happens. It becomes a cartoon.
Because this no one acts human in this. It is the most. Like everyone is exaggerated.
Yeah, literally that. People will go.
Yeah, like everyone. It's almost like a minstrel show for white people. Like that is the equivalent of what they're bugging their eyes out. They're making crazy things. They're acting like insane. Like right now we're watching a whole scene where people are literally just freaking out and gyrating for no reason. Well, I get the joke, but it's a shitty joke.
It's a joke that went way too long.
But we get introduced to Melvin, and then we also get introduced to the bullies,
the antagonists.
The antagonists in this. It's kind of hard to even call them that. And I think this movie as a whole is one antagonist.
Yes.
But you get introduced to Slug and Bozo, and their girlfriends. I already forgot the girlfriends' names.
Julie and Wanda.
Okay, Julie and Wanda. And typical 80s bully villains, but then they eventually kind of turn into proto Stephen King villains because
they're serial killers.
They are monsters.
They're monsters.
Like at first you think, they're probably gonna fucking swirly this kid, or they're gonna beat him up a little bit, fuck with him a little. No, these people are fucking psychopaths.
Yes.
They have a game that they play where it's if you've ever played what was that Sega Dreamcast game? Crazy Taxi?
Crazy Taxi, yeah.
Imagine that, or Grand Theft Auto.
Crazy Taxi combined with GTA.
Where basically the game is they have to run people over with their cars and they get points. And they have to die. They have to die. You don't get the points.
You don't get the points until you see skull and blood.
And by the way,
and it doesn't matter who. Wait, no, they have a tally for who you kill.
Yeah.
Race, age, and gender.
And I'm going to tell you this right off the bat. Even for the time this came out, I had to believe this is over the top.
No, yeah.
Because, I mean, granted, you have things like from the 70s, like, because I remember watching, you ever seen Bad News Bears? Mm-hmm. Where, like, it's funny, but there's a lot of offensive
stuff.
Yeah, you could not say any of that shit. The shit that they say when they're talking about the tallies for the car, they use every racial slur. But for some reason,
like 7 minutes in,
this is only within the first 10 minutes, and my jaw is already like, what the fuck am I watching right now? So when they're describing who they're gonna hit, number one, they go, I can't even say these words.
We can't even say it.
But they use every.
We'll just go black guy, Mexican guy, Asian guy, kid,
Italian,
old dude, get you like 25.
By the way, the
50
point system
points.
doesn't make any goddamn
Yeah,
sense.
it doesn't.
Because like if you hit one of the races, it's 25 points. But if you hit a kid with a bike, you only get 3 extra points.
Yeah.
Like doesn't make any sense.
20
And also
points.
it's weird also that because guess what? They don't even say the racial slur for Hispanic people. They just say Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
Which I feel is like really
And I was
odd
like-
that they specify
Just
Puerto
just
Rican.
It's almost worse.
It's almost worse because it's almost like you just made Puerto Rican a slur almost.
That's so
Like it's fucked up. And by the way, when they are out there and they're actually playing this game,
yeah.
they're doing like what every like high school people, they're drinking in the car, they're making out and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was pretty much just waiting for like Bozo's girlfriend to just start blowing him while he was like driving and shit.
We'll cut back a little bit because Slug and his girl
Oh yeah, that's
just
right.
get it on in the gym in broad daylight
While they're talking about it. Just
while they're
talking
talking
about it.
it. They're literally having sex just on a bench in like the middle open hours at the gym while Melvin's doing his work, and people could be walking around, and you're like, get out of here, nerd. Like
Which
they're
by
in
the
their
way,
bed,
so here's
not on a bench.
So here's why I was asking like what your opinion of Melvin was, because like most of these like protagonists or like these nerds that turn into something to get
Yes.
revenge, you are endeared to them in some way.
Oh.
I did not like Melvin.
No, I'm not
He's a
judging.
fucking creep.
He's a creep. That's what's gonna
He's a
do it.
creep.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, like
He's a creep.
because he sees them having sex, and then
And he-
he's just like. At first, I thought he started making a face like I'm upset by this, and I'm like,
or shy away.
yeah, and I thought he was gonna like slink
No.
away, or he's gonna be like, hey, what the fuck, I have to clean this.
He all but whips it out.
Yes,
So
because he
watch-
literally just starts smiling and laughing
giggling
and giggling and
and
like
getting closer and just
watching. And I'm like, dude, you're not helping your case right now. Like I almost want them to
No.
bully you right
Yeah.
now.
that in that sense, yes, you need
Like
help.
you need
No.
to get bullied because of this. But like, so after this, now the bullies and the girlfriends come up with an idea to mess with Melvin.
Yeah.
Where it's actually very like Carrie-esque, where they're just like, hey, pretend like you're into the guy, and then we're gonna lure him into something fucked up.
Yeah.
So they trick him. One of the girls, I forget which one. I don't remember them. The blonde one. The blonde one gets him
I
into
only
the
know
locker
because
room,
Melvin screeches her name
Oh, yeah,
so
true.
much.
and she goes. And she goes, all right. She lures him and says, hey, come meet me here after dark. I want to hook up with you or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously she's like topless and shit, trying to coerce him. And he falls for it, hook, line, and sinker, simping right out the gate.
No.
And she's like, I need you to wear this pink tutu ballerina's outfit.
Yes.
And he even
And he's
says like,
that's for sissy. That's for girls. And she's like, no, please.
it'll turn me on.
Turn me on.
Which I'm like, you know what? If that was 2025, that would make sense because there's some people that are into that shit. But like,
So he's like, okay.
and
He's
then
like, I'm gonna get some. So he puts on the tutu. He struts out to, I guess, the swimming pool.
yeah, in the dark, by the way, it's completely dark. And he, I guess, finds Wanda in the dark, and then he starts making out with Wanda. But it's not Wanda. They turn on the lights, and it's a sheep in lingerie.
In lingerie, lipstick, drag, dress, and a wig.
Which,
And all.
by the way,
Which is a lot of work to put into this.
yeah, and somehow they told everyone from the gym to show up to make fun of him.
Yeah, really, no one's snapping pictures though. I thought someone would snap a picture.
This isn't the modern age.
Yes,
People are just living in the
They just
moment.
live in
Carl.
the moment. That's true.
Not a phone in sight.
Not a phone inside.
People
Goes
just
to
harassing the
1984.
special ed guy that pops up the place.
So-
you could tell it wasn't him. It was
Oh
fucking
yeah,
awful.
that was.
I
Yeah,
know,
we were gonna say that.
I was gonna come up to that, but
So the whole health club, everyone is like 30 people just harassing him, chasing him through the hallways. They chase him up the stairs to the second floor. Melvin apparently so distraught, I just dive out the second
I
floor.
thought like the bully
I
was
thought
gonna
it was
throw him out
suicide.
or something, and
I mean, I guess it
I
kind of
kind of was, but
Just-
like it
I didn't
backfired
know
on
that was there.
hard.
Yeah.
because he dives out with a stunt double that's clearly not him.
Clearly,
It's
guy 2 inches taller than him,
With
blonde
a
hair,
bowl cut blonde hair,
They did not care at all.
and then he lands in this vat of toxic waste that 2 drivers pull up to the
Yes.
front of the gym with.
Because they couldn't be bothered. They found an extra stash of cocaine.
Oh, a huge
Smoke.
bag of cocaine.
It's a smoke.
Which, by the way, when they pick their faces up, you see their
Just-
entire faces are covered in
walking.
cocaine because that's how you do cocaine.
Yes.
You just
Smack
powder
it.
your face.
In the middle, in broad daylight, in the middle of the day. and just leave open vats of toxic.
Well, you know, Carl, this is the toxic waste capital of the
capital
world.
yes.
Not
In
somewhere in
Jersey
India.
from-
It's in Jersey,
Yes.
right across from the Twin Towers.
Capital of the world.
The toxic waste cap. And so, by the way, it's hilarious when they pull up because you see the barrels all shift up, which means they weren't tied down.
No, they're not.
And they're
tied
wide
out.
open.
They're wide open. None of them are covered. Literally just leaking. How is no one else getting hit by it? Because it's just leaking.
It's just leaking everywhere.
So
And,
he dives in, as Oscar said.
oh yeah, he dives in, and you know he's writhing in pain because the toxic waste is melting his skin, and everyone runs out and just stares at him.
Just doing
They don't do anything. They don't call the cops. They don't do. Everyone's and the bully's even like he's faking.
Wanda's like, oh my gosh, he doesn't look so good. And Bo's like, no, he's faking it. And the guy's literally like,
"Ah!"
burning alive. Then he literally emulates. He catches fire, sets the cop on fire, and then just runs down the street.
And he just
on
runs
fire.
back home. He runs
Back
back home to get in the bath because that'll help. And the funny thing about it is, actually, when they filmed this, this actor legitimately caught fire because when they did the
That
stunt,
was him?
when they did the stunt with the
with
cop
the cop.
catching fire,
He caught fire.
the fire dripped down onto the actor, and he caught fire. There's a lot of fucking like.
Terrible.
No. There's a lot of safety problems in the filming of this.
I couldn't imagine.
Like when we get to them, I'll mention it, but that was one of them. Another one was the sheep, where apparently the sheep was infested with lice, and people actually caught an outbreak of lice because of the fucking sheep. But yeah, at this point now, you're doing the whole body horror transformation of Melvin turning into the Toxic Avenger, and it's. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, some of the effects are kind of cool.
Yeah, even for '84,
All practical.
There's no CGI.
I mean, that's one thing I'll give this series. They really commit to the practical effects.
The makeup artists definitely put in their work for this one.
And
for this kind of movie.
What's fucked up about this? Apparently, they did such a good job that when he got into the tub and stuff, the makeup adhered to his face so much they couldn't get it off, and they had to send him to a YMCA to soak under the shower until it came off. Until it came off because he was just stuck like that.
That's why he didn't come back for
Yeah, probably. I'm pretty sure they didn't give him enough money. There's actually a thing I think for this one. Actually, Vincent D'Onofrio was actually supposed to play Bozo.
I would have
But he asked for a slight raise. He was like, "Do you mind if I get a little bit more money?" Which, by the way, completely understandable for the material.
Yeah. Guess the budget, Oscar. That's since you.
Okay, we'll do that now because because here's the thing. So I'm gonna say $500,000.
Right on the money.
Really, $500,000.
No box office.
Yeah, no, because it was only played in 2 theaters.
Yeah.
2 theaters, one in New York and one, I think, LA or Chicago.
Yeah.
And yeah, it only went out to theaters. I think most of the sales came back through Betamax and VHS sales. But because I know it was more than like super cheap because there was a lot of like
only like 40 screens
because they blew up cars, all the makeup, all the gore they put in this.
Lot of,
explosions and shit. But yeah, so Melvin turns into the Toxic Avenger, and then they cut.
His mother can't stand him, so.
No, I love how the mom. By the way, there's another scene where he tries to go back home, and the mom pretty much rejects him because he's the Toxic Avenger. But how did he get into the house without his mom noticing? And then his mom just goes, "Oh, he must be going through puberty."
As he's
like fucking melting in his room in the bathroom.
That's what he sounds like, and she's like, "Oh, he's growing up.
Oh, he's going through puberty. Okay,
he's dying."
So now we cut to the scene in I believe it's like Shinbone Alley. I think it's called.
Shinbone Alley. Yeah, you remember.
And we get introduced to one of the
worse than RoboCop Detroit.
Yes, the mainstay character of Cigar Face.
Yeah.
And his cronies.
He told me he'll tell you the backstory with Cigar Face.
Cigar Face.
The main antagonist of the
series. A Cigar Face, so like, I don't know why they named him that, except, I know why they named him that, but Lloyd Kaufman must be one of the laziest motherfuckers. Because, like, the only reason that his name is Cigar Face is because during the shoot, he noticed that the guy that plays Cigar Face was smoking cigars throughout the shoot. And he's like, you know what? Put that in your character. Your name is Cigar Face now.
Noun and verb.
Now that is now in stone. You are now Cigar Face. And actually, once again, one of the hazards that came with this shoot, because a lot of this was done guerrilla style in real places.
Yeah.
So this is an actual alleyway where there was an actual homeless man that actually stole a prop gun, one of the prop guns, and tried sticking up the entire shoot to get money. Not only that, the man that played Toxie was kind of chilling in the alleyway waiting for the shoot, and the guy walks up to him offering him booze, going, thinking that he was a real burn victim, and he was homeless in the alleyway. And then he proceeded to steal the gun and try to hold up the entire cast.
Oh my, yeah.
But yeah, this scene is ridiculous just because of Cigar Face. Also, they have a fondness for cross dressers in this.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that this is they're fully trans. I think they're just cross dressing. It's like I said, it's kind of fucked up because it makes it seem like
cross-dressing criminals.
Yeah, they're cross-dressing criminals. By the way, trans community, they're not painting you in a good light in this.
Oh no.
Because but I'm just saying because they use them in throughout the series.
Yeah,
there's always one person that's cross-dressing in all of these series. And once again, I don't know if this is the correct terminology for it now, but that's what they were using that.
I think there is some actual trans people later too.
Oh yeah, but at that point, it's like this guy is clearly just doing like an impression of someone that's cross-dressing. You know what I mean? And you get this whole fight scene where they actually start really laying into the gore. So like one guy gets his nose caved in, like completely caved in by an elbow. The crossdresser somehow knows karate.
Yeah, someone always knows karate.
Yep, they're like, oh, these kicks are pretty good.
But he gets it pretty bad.
Oh yeah, he gets his eye. He gets the what's it called?
The eye gouge.
The Three Stooges eye gouge.
But actually, like the depth.
Yeah, no, the eyes are coming out.
Yeah,
and then Cigar Face gets it pretty bad too. Because after he got rope-a-dope before, now he gets shoved in the garbage can and gets his balls punched in.
Caved in. Just caved in. And then thrown down the alleyway.
Yep, and I thought he was dead.
He's dead, and he's not even dead yet.
Nope.
Oh, he should definitely be dead
the
after.
eyeless dude is still alive. Not for long. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then he gets their heads to get bashed in.
Their heads get bashed in, and
yep. And later you find out that
and we see everything. You see brain, skull.
Yeah, like I said,
rated X.
Yeah, I mean, the rating in this, was it rated X?
No,
it was rated R, definitely. But it's just like
with what we see and what
we
transpires every other scene, it should be rated.
Because here's the thing, they just up the ante with every fucking scene, and the thing that I find funny about this too is that this entire time you don't, for a little while actually, you don't see Toxie's face.
No.
It's all just background, and all of his dialogue is dubbed over.
Yes.
It is completely dubbed over. You can't it doesn't match up to anything.
He did not use the actor in real time.
The sound quality in this movie is dog shit. Because I don't know if you saw the copy that you had, but in the intro when they did the narration, it was fading in and out. Right?
Yes.
I thought there was something wrong with my TV.
No, that's what I said. I was like, is this like the only digital copy just ruined for everyone?
It is apparently because the sound quality varies.
It just keeps blacking out, and then in 3, I think the screen starts tearing.
Yeah.
I was like
what is happening?
I thought something was going on with my TV. I was like,
yeah, no, but it's just this movie is such shitty quality and
you can't even digitize it.
No, and here's the fucked up. And this is 1984. I get it. It's old, but goddamn, man, like this is fucking terrible
on DVD, and that's
oh my god. But like, and so at this point now, this is kind of establishing the lore of Toxic Avenger being this vigilante. Because he saves the cop from the jumping in the alleyway. Yeah. Which, by the way, I will say this is the first time that they start really making, which I have a big criticism about this throughout the series. They just make light of sexual assault in this entire series. There's a point where they're like, hey, if this cop doesn't do what we do, yes, it's uncomfortable. They
were going to sexually assault the cop.
Yep. Which I didn't get because it looked like they were just about to blast his dick off. Yeah. I'm like, are you going to blast his dick off and then molest him? Or?
I think that's what's
but they make light of that so much in this series to the point where in 4 you're just like, this is fucked up.
You don't want to watch this with anyone, and you definitely don't want anyone to know you're watching it.
Like Carl was messaging me earlier.
Yeah, I was trying to watch just to catch up, watch the last movie, some of it in my car on the way to work. 30 seconds in, I had to turn off my phone because I'm like, can't watch this. Someone will be looking over in the next car over and like, what the hell is this guy?
I worked with my parents, and I had this on downstairs doing laundry, and you just hear moaning, you hear gunshots
and
slurs,
moaning, slurs, gunshots, screaming,
and my God, and it doesn't even help.
No.
And it doesn't even help that I go to my, well, at least in the fourth one, I go to my house to take care of my handicapped sister, and you just hear the R word getting said every 15 seconds.
Yes, I thought he was joking. I turned it on literally 25 seconds into that movie.
My God, and here is no better because they use every racial slur in the book, and every derogatory slur.
Every derogatory slur you can think of, especially back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was.
And then, I mean, at this point now, like, Toxie is just kind of like, because the thing starts like kind of spinning its wheels a little bit, because you're like, all right, the revenge story has to happen. And I'll say this about the rest of the series, including this: there is too much padding in this.
Oh yeah,
like they should get into what they gotta do. And
but so much craziness goes on, but also so much nothing happens.
Yes. It's worse than 2 and 3, but it's pretty bad in this one and in the fourth one as well.
Because it goes back and forth. Toxie is cleaning up the trash, killing a bunch of gang members, torturing other people, getting his revenge.
Yes, and later,
and then we cut back to when he actually finally goes back home
to his mom,
and she can't be bothered by the sight of him until she changes her mind off screen
randomly. And then you get, like I said, you get this origin of Toxie going to the dump. You know,
that's his like base of operation.
Yep. And then you also find out that the town is corrupt. Criminals are running the streets. Criminals are running the street because the fat ass mayor is basically running everything.
Mayor Bell Goody.
That's his name.
Yeah.
I just called him the fat ass mayor.
Bell Goody.
And and you realize that the whole, it's almost like a shitty Gotham. Oh God. But we're actually coming up to a very iconic part of the movie, because I'm pretty sure this is the scene that most people recognize and know the movie for. Because after the whole Gotham City corruption scene, they cut to the Mexican place, which is a taco stand.
Tacos joint. Taco pizza place
that everyone goes to, and it's getting stuck up by Schumacher-esque villains,
Two-Face villains.
Like imagine if they were. It's like Lloyd Kaufman watched The Warriors and just went, "Hey, this is what I want," and
make it extra hammy and extra goofy.
Yep, and make the makeup not even make fucking sense.
Yeah, none of their makeup matches the other guys.
No, they don't have a theme going. They're just fucking crazy. But.
This is like 12 in the afternoon.
Yeah, they're just doing some broad day. There's people outside walking around. You know, by the way, you forget that.
We say this, but we don't want to know for this one.
In this one, by the way, everyone's corrupt except for that one cop.
Yeah, except for the one cop.
Apparently. So it's like, okay, no wonder there's no police here.
You guys seen other reviews, we always have our theme, where's the cops?
Yes.
This we get the answer, they're Nazis, half of them.
Yes, half
corrupt
Nazis.
Or just don't care. Or completely stupid.
Like, seriously, like the chief of police is literally like a goose-stepping Nazi.
Yes, he literally puts his hand out. And Heil Hitler.
And Heil Hitler's the mayor or something. Yeah. But yeah, no, these villains are coming in. They're kind of running amok with the taco joint. You know, obviously making everyone uncomfortable. He's sexually harassing teenagers.
And the cashier.
Yep. And what you call it? And they're all
for some reason thinks he can stand up to guys with guns.
Stupid. And he's just like, hey, you can take me hostage, whatever. Yeah. And the guy's like, no, fuck this. Because here's the thing, too. In this movie, I don't put it past them at all to do fucked up things. No, like, I assume they're just going to do the most fucked up shit. Yeah. And so, like, the guy gets shot, blood everywhere.
How far they could go, Oscar. And they go even lower than we thought.
Once you think they go lower, they couldn't get lower, the movie franchise just goes, hold my beer.
They're like, well, there's still more to dig.
Nope, there's still more. And then we also get introduced to Claire, one of the other reoccurring characters in this franchise.
Sarah Claire, because in this one they call her Sarah, and then he just changed it
to Claire.
It's
for the rest of the series, right? Okay. So Sarah Claire, she's Sarah in this one, and she plays a blind woman that's at the taqueria.
By herself with her guide dog.
With her guide dog, and obviously in the middle of the stick-up. by the way, when you see the dog and you see what's happening, I'm like, they're gonna kill the dog.
I was like, yeah, I knew.
They're
As
gonna
soon as
kill
he
the
put his gun up,
and then they killed the dog.
and
They shot the dog.
We're watching it.
Yeah, and by the way, apparently that was the last straw for people. They didn't like the fact that the dog. Out of everything in this movie,
not the child murder, dog kill.
The dog kill, and don't like this. This is a tale as old as time. You can get away with anything except killing a dog,
killing the
or
animal,
abusing a dog.
and any dog kill, animal kill. That's when people like that. You can, as the guy is literally in front of an entire crowd of people about to rape a woman.
Yeah, he's literally about to essay this blind woman in front of everyone until Toxie thankfully intervenes. And
we're worried that he kind of laid on me.
And like I said,
people are dead.
This is one of the more iconic scenes because this is actually the big fight that they have. And which apparent and the black guy gets his arm ripped off, which if you didn't notice, and the funny thing about this guy actually only has one arm.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the rest of the scene, you can actually see that he doesn't move that right arm.
There's no like arm underneath.
Yeah, there's not. It's not like his body is extended to fit in.
That's why I pointed it out too when I first saw it.
Yeah, the guy legitimately has no arm, and so that's why when you see in the scene, he's only moving the other arm, and the other arm just stays stagnant until Toxie rips it off and uses it as a weapon. Okay. And of course, they kung fu fight.
Somehow these guys are putting up a fight for Toxie.
Yep, because they're kung fu fighting, and see, look, because they all do crazy spin kicks. Like there's some actual like crazy choreography happening here for this movie.
I don't know if Michael did this one.
No, I don't know.
I don't think he did.
But this
definitely second.
Yeah. But this scene is iconic just because of the fights, the stuff that happens, and then the gore scenes happen when he finally kills these guys. This is actually, if you see the Toxic Avenger teaser for the new one coming out, that's the scene. That's the scene that they show.
Mops.
Where he kills the robbers at this. I think it's also in a taco place. In there too. But yeah, this is probably the scene that everyone remembers the most.
He literally, as we're watching, he pulled out nunchucks
because it's the '80s. Called everyone does nunchucks.
There's a katana. Why is there a katana in
the taqueria? Because everyone knows that the Mexican weapon of choice is a katana. As a Hispanic man myself, I would know.
The katana your family has.
I have 4 katanas in my house, okay? You don't know, man.
Yeah, there was 2 katanas on the wall, and he pulls one up trying to hit Toxie, and I thought that was just a club. Now I just realized watching the second time it's katana.
It's a full ass katana.
I thought it was a club like he just picked off the wall.
Yep, and he's fucking these guys up.
He's drawing them like his super strength. Toxic super strength.
And I'll give him this: the kills in this are actually pretty fucking good. Like one guy
becomes a milkshake.
Yep. He dresses him up, drowns him in milkshake stuff, and then puts him under the frother.
The frother, and just swirls his face until blood comes out the other end.
Yep. And then the other guy, which I thought was kind of cool, he straps his hands into a fryer.
Straps his hands into the fryer with super strength, closes the fryer cage onto his hands, then bends the metal around the fryer and leaves him there. So he just basically dies of shock, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I thought he was gonna put his whole body in there.
I don't know. Well, he couldn't fit his whole body.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He could fit one arm guy into the entire.
Oh yeah.
pizza.
So he takes one arm guy who was actually still alive somehow.
Yeah.
He didn't bleed out.
Bleed out from the arm.
Yeah, from the artery squirting blood. He shoves him in the pizza oven and just cooks his ass.
Cooks him completely. Because they go back to that. The cops go onto the scene to investigate, as dumb as they are.
Look, man.
And they're like,
so the thing about it, so I know that I'm not looking for realism. I know I'm not looking for like these cops to act like cops, but they come in and they think the first good idea, the thing to do is to, hey, let's make food.
Let's make that eating. Hey, what do you see over there, Johnny? I see a milkshake guy, a deep fry guy, and
a pizza guy.
And a pizza guy.
I got a nice crispy taco.
Oh my God! What kind of psychopath did this? Just
no, and they're all eating tacos.
All eating tacos. That's literally what we said.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually was jealous. I'm like, I kind of want tacos right now. Yeah, I kind of want tacos, and they're trying to introduce.
Everyone else is traumatized, and like they should be.
And I wanted to, because this is my problem. I always think that they're gonna do some kind of film. You think like the cop is just like, this guy is because one of the cooks is a drunk. Like he pulls a bottle out of his crotch and starts drinking it.
in the middle of the entire piece.
And the other guy seems like he might be a little special. So when they start describing what happens, you would think the cops are like, all right, these guys are crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. Let's go look for the serial killer. No, they immediately believe them, and it just evolved from there.
Well,
and
Taki at this point's already been in the paper like twice.
True. That's true. I forgot about that. So he's already acknowledged. It's not even like some unknown vigilante. No, there's a monster.
They know he's a monster taking out gang members.
Yep. And then, at this point now they have to establish the romantic interest in this. And so Sarah Claire takes him back to his place, and because he felt bad her dog died, so he had to lead her back home. And yet for a woman that seemed to have been blind for most of her life,
she seems to be well adjusted to not having her dog hit.
And also she's knocking shit over in her own apartment. How do you not have your apartment mapped out
and know? Yeah.
And she has like 50,000 walking sticks.
Just like 20 of them that she knocked over.
Yep. And then
like be a gag like she doesn't.
Yep. And then at this point, Toxie and her kind of bonding. She's feeling up his dick somehow. She thinks it's his hand because the sexual stuff doesn't stop.
The only thing that says this is the actress is beautiful.
Oh no! Look, I will say this about the actress they get in this because I believe Carl said that some of them are actual porn stars, but they are all hard body hotties. Like they are all very hot.
This one, I don't think we get to that yet. Later movies for sure, but like Oscar said, all of these people are like either athletes or gym aficionados. That they're all like the ones that were supposed to.
Which here's the thing,
are all like well-toned.
Yeah, this is the thing I don't like about these 80s movies is that all the women are these hard body hotties, and then you get the men are just goofs. They look fat guys, and not even that. Even the guys that are the popular, good-looking ones, they're just average-looking dudes that are kind of athletic. It's not like they're super buff.
The only super buff guys are the guys in the health club in the background. Like
in the background, yes.
Like no speaking lines, nothing. Just extras.
So now Toxie's in the facility now, and he discovers that I think the guy that's doing the workouts right now, he's like a drug dealer. Yeah, or he's a drug peddler.
He's like the assistant for the mayor. He
either collects the money for the drugs or something. He does drugs though, because he did drugs before.
Is peddling drugs because everyone's corrupt in this movie. And why does this guy get it so bad?
No, everyone gets it bad from Toxie.
Except for the main antagonist, but like
that's actually true.
We'll get Bozo and Slug and
they actually don't get it that
pretty easy compared to this guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. This is one of the craziest kills. He gets a fucking weight slammed on his head like because the leg, I forgot what it's called.
I think it's the shoulder press.
So he lifts the thing up and just drops the weight.
And it just drops the weight, like the connector, right into
and then they also establish like his calling card is a mop.
His calling card is when he finishes you off, he mops your face. Like,
yep, and he leaves the mop there.
And he leaves the mop there. So that's I don't know where he keeps getting these infinite mops. They just like mopped your face.
It's a cartoon car. It's a horrible cartoon, but you're right. All these other side guys get it really bad, but these are the main antagonists in this.
This is Drew. No, this is
This is
Wanda. This is Wanda.
No.
Yeah.
Wanda was. Oh, this is the one that he likes. Oh, okay.
No, this isn't the one that he likes.
Oh, okay. So this is Wanda.
Wanda.
Wanda's in the sauna, and she's
masturbating
to the pictures of the dead people that they ran over. Because they're Stephen King bullies apparently, and Toxie kind of walks in on her. Like you can even describe this movie as almost like a reverse slasher, where it's the slasher is the good guy here.
Yeah.
Because they're doing the whole thing where he's stalking her and all this other stuff, and she's in there, and you think they do a fake out earlier where the boyfriend does a gimmick,
does the same thing. He puts this
sack over his head,
and she's like, and she thinks it's him. She's like, Sluggo, how many times are you gonna do that weird elephant man thing? And then she pulls into this Toxie.
Oh yeah, and you finally see
his face. He's got one eye slooped from the Toxie.
He's basically Sloth from the Goonies.
Yeah, that's literally what.
That is literally what he is. He's Sloth from the Goonies.
Yeah.
and
That's
this
all
is all she does. He does to her, right?
Yeah.
So
He just burns her butt.
Yeah, he puts her
On the hot
naked on
coals.
top of the hot coals in the sauna. Just her ass, though. Not like he puts her face in it.
No.
Nope,
And then
just-
it cuts.
And then it cuts them pissing in the fucking alleyway.
Yeah.
Toxic waste, by the way.
Toxic pee.
Toxic pee. It looks like Ecto Cooler from the 90s.
But then we get this scene. This was like.
This is where I'm like,
Jeez.
oh, come on, man. Like, you really have to take it like this? Where this
There's
guy.
just no depth that
There's
they
no
won't
chill.
go.
Yeah, there's no chill here. So, like, this pimp comes up in a limo, I guess their limo at the time, because he tricked a 12-year-old girl thinking she was going to go to a David Bowie concert, and he's pimping her out on the street, and he sees Toxie because apparently Toxie is a client that he
Perfect
wants,
client
right?
for this,
and
a perfect sicko that you'd want that
he'd want to peddle this 12-year-old to, and what you call it, and obviously, thankfully, Toxie fucking picks this motherfucker up.
About
Like,
to bring his neck.
fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
And-
And he has a clown car of goons that just come out of this limo.
Which also is another weird
staple that keeps happening in these movies.
These villains come in
Clown car.
in these limos that have 50 people in it. It gets worse than the second one, but this one literally.
My gosh, yeah.
And all these goons come out. Which, by the way, so why do you have this many goons for just peddling this one girl? And I don't know. I'm glad they didn't do anything crazy like showing her getting S8 or something.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, but because she pretty much gets saved by Toxie. All the guys get fucked up.
He kills like 7 guys. One guy runs away.
Yep, and then he pretty much establishes, hey, I'm going to use my powers to be a superhero for the town.
I will save the town. Help this go. This is what I just thought this was weird too when I first watched. I was going to tell you when I was watching this. Like, the limo driver is just cool, getting in and taking her home.
Apparently, limo driving is a good profession because
he's like, whatever.
Yep, he's like, whatever. So you got rid of them? All right, you guys still better pay my shit, though, just so you know. And then Toxie's going around town
on the
just doing
side
good
of
deeds.
his car.
Yeah, so the side of Bozo's car, he has literally pictures of things he's run over, and it's like a kid, like a woman, like a dog,
a guy in a wheelchair.
A guy in a wheelchair, so he's going after the handicap. No one is safe from Bozo and Slug.
Toxie is like, he's like, I gotta kill someone. Sluggo, I gotta kill someone. And then he sees 2 kids, and Toxie is super speed or something, and gets them out of the way just in time.
Which is just sped up film, by the way.
Sped up film, like cheap effect, but it's like.
Yep, and he saves them, and then
this is in broad daylight.
Yep, and he's like, so if they killed these kids in broad daylight. But yeah, he's basically just going around town doing minute good deeds.
Yes.
Like he's helping people open jars, helping old ladies cross the street. And
we didn't establish that Toxie, because it's radioactivity, which I guess he can turn on and off when he wants.
Yeah, because literally he
can superheat things, melt people's skin, or he can just touch you and you're fine.
Yeah, because he's popping. So this lady's trying to open a jar of popcorn. He holds the popcorn, and apparently it pops all the popcorn when he holds it. But in the very next scene, he's holding a fucking baby.
Yes.
And
that's why it's kind of jarring. I was like, is he gonna mutate?
And I'm like, is that like a power you can turn on and off?
It has to be.
Even though he barely ever uses that again.
No.
I don't think I've ever seen him use it again.
Used it on purpose. Someone will touch him and get burned.
And then but like I said, for the rest of the time he's just doing good deeds around town. He's developing his lore as a hero in this town. Wow, I just accidentally got out of Amazon. It's like, you don't want to watch this. I get it. You don't want to watch this.
Yeah, this is like they kicked us all the way up. They're
like, no, you guys aren't really watching this, right? You didn't. By the way, Amazon's probably confused that I played this like 3 times already.
You guys are probably on it too. We're all watched by the FBI right now. We're all
China owns all my info.
we're on multiple lists.
Yep.
After watching these 4 movies.
And then like now, now the mayor is starting to feel like the squeeze, and then because he's like, all the criminals are getting off the street. They're all in jail.
They're all in jail. There's too much. There's overcapacity.
Yep.
He's like, we gotta kill Toxie.
Yep.
Just kill him.
Yep. And he's just doing his villain thing with a gun. They're playing poker with women around them. And
cliche bad guys.
He's back!
Yes.
Fucking cigar face comes back.
They actually
looking like Hush from Batman.
Yeah, at least they show him bandaged and wounded. But how is he alive?
How is he alive? I'm pretty sure he gets killed now.
Yes.
Because these gang members all come in with guns trying to shoot Toxie. And he
uses his trademark move,
jumping really high
out of the way of gunfire.
And then all the assailants shoot each other. Yes, he's dead.
He's dead.
You
He got
see him?
shot in
He's
the-
dead. He's shot in the chest.
He's dead.
Oh, and actually, what's funny about this scene here, I believe it's the guy on the left. This guy's holding the stick. He becomes the antagonist in the next movies as the Apocalypse Inc. CEO.
Yeah.
That's him.
That's what, and that's we'll get to one of the other people. I'll get to it for a second.
Yeah, but like, so right
but
now,
like again, broad daylight, more
Yeah.
sexual assault.
yeah. By the way, what is with these criminals? Like, you don't wait for night cover,
They don't wait
nothing.
for anything.
They
Not
just
even
do it.
behind a alleyway or in a room. They
Nope.
just, it's time. That's just like it's time to assault someone.
It's time. You're gonna get great. Like, it's bad,
You're
man.
gonna get.
And now, oh my God! Once again, Toxie and Claire are going through the romance thing, and she finally feels his face. Doesn't care that she feels like the dude that played Mask. And she's, at this point now they have to consummate their relationship. So now you're about to see the most awkward sex scene. I mean, first off in this series, because there's more to come. But yeah, they do this whole love scene, and they don't really shy away from it.
They
You're
don't
literally
shy away.
watching them have sex.
Yeah.
And yeah, at this point too, like I'm just gonna skip over this, because you get the point.
You get the point.
And then she moves in with him in the dump.
In the dump, not in her own apartment. They go to the dump.
Which I'll say this: shout out to Sarah Clay. She's a down ass bitch. Like, she is in it with her man. Like, she is there to support him. Like, I will say that because I thought somewhere down the line there would have been a part where she's like, I can't be with you because she realizes how ugly she is, or something happens.
Oh yeah.
No, but the entire series, she is loyal to this guy. And you know what? That's one thing I'll give this movie. That's not bad. Pretty good. But now we get to
more slashers.
More slasher stuff because we get more slasher stuff because now the blonde is gonna get it from Toxie.
Yeah.
And
Julie, the one who actually started this all.
Yeah, she did start it.
He's finally getting.
She's the reason he's like this.
Yeah.
Oh shit! And guess who that is? The girl that's screaming right now.
Please don't tell me that's.
It's Marissa Tomei. That is an 18-year-old Marissa Tomei screaming out of the shower as Toxie's chasing the blonde. I don't know. I think this is one of her first roles, but that is Marissa Tomei that comes out of the shower as an 18-year-old. First smoke of the night. We're gonna eat more before the night is out. But yeah, now once again they're doing the whole slasher thing where the chick is running and Toxie's after her, and I don't even remember what really happens to her because she doesn't get killed.
No, they cut it. He's chasing her through the industrial part of the health club. That's like the basement where no one goes. Apparently, I don't know why she.
It's like
this part. She could have just ran out the front door or something.
Yeah, she goes into the basement.
Yeah, she went into the basement, even though she could have ran anywhere else. And so it's literally like this health facility is not this big. Not at all.
No, it's not. And by the way, the basement is pretty much the size of the entire health facility, which is insane because this is like a Freddy Krueger style, like boiler.
Krueger boiler room.
Yep.
With a long alleyway and multiple exits.
Yep.
And she runs into one place that she can't get out.
Like, you can see that this has the bones of what would have been a decent, not even decent, but a B-movie horror flick.
Schlock horror movie.
Where they create this monster that comes after them, except they don't make anybody endearing in this. No one is really a good guy.
It's not really satisfying.
No, because
at least these ones.
No, because here's the thing, like you said, Toxie destroys all these like random satellite villains, and the main ones that did this to him don't get it that bad. And you're right, they just cut.
I feel like there was supposed to be something there, and they're like, "This is too messed up."
No, not even. So this is what actually happens because they cut out a scene where you actually see both girls in jail, and they're kind of fighting each other, like, "You did this, you did this," but the girl that got the rocks just has bandages around her ass. And then apparently Toxie, all he did was shave her head. Yeah, didn't kill her, just shaved her head.
I thought it was either going to be that or because like the cigar face can survive.
Which I'm like, wait. So these women that turned you into this monster, you just kind of let off the hook.
don't murder them.
I mean, I have a theory about that. But
it has to be the actresses.
no, I mean that I have a theory about that just in general. So like, no, it doesn't even make sense what I'm about to say. So you find out during this that so Toxie has this thing called traumatons.
Traumatons, not protons, not electrons. Traumatons.
And these things give him this ability, this drive to destroy evil.
Yes.
And so he can sense evil in people, and he's just like,
And
I have to take you out because you're a bad person. So that's why he finds the drug
It's
guy.
obvious.
Yeah, that's why he finds the drug guy, the gang members. And later on, where
it's like
there's
his spidey sense.
yeah, then later on where there's an actual conflict of issues of whatever,
Yeah.
and then now
Right,
he's going after Bozo and Slug.
Yes.
Because they were trying to play their game, but their car was I think girlfriend borrowed the car.
Yeah.
And
he's like, Julie's
indisposed.
got back with the car,
And they're indisposed.
They beat up an old lady.
By the way, like Clockwork Orange style, beat up this old ass lady.
At least they didn't assault her.
Oh yeah, that's true. At least they didn't like SA her or something, which I wouldn't have put it past them. And they take this Japanese car because the Japanese theme starts becoming into play soon, and they pretty much just do this whole scene where Toxie's just fucking with them on top of the car, trying to get to them as they're driving away and trying to shake them off the car. Slug gets it first. Once again, as far as deaths go,
it's not satisfying.
Not as satisfying. It's
He
easy.
burns his throat and throws him out.
And throws him out of the car. Which, by the way, he could have lived. We never see
We
it.
never see it. He's probably dead, but we never get.
And then, like, the rest of the time, it's just, I'll give it this. It's a fucking crazy car scene. Because their car's moving fast.
Oh, so many people are dead.
Oh, yeah. Like, they're crashing into
Thanks,
things.
Toxie.
They're just by the way, that's a theme in these movies where a car's going and there's just people in front of it. No one gets out of the way in time. They always all leave at the last minute.
Other cars intersect and just crash into each other, explode. It's like so much like extra
chaos, man. It's just pure chaos. Like just in this scene right here,
so much collateral is happening in the side.
Like two bystander cars explode. And they're going into a picnic or something.
Yeah, going into a park area. He's ripped off the wheel, the steering wheel, and is like literally careening into a family, and just luckily they all get out of the way at the last second. But they fly over the hill. They're about to crash. They're about to explode.
And this is the other scene that was a huge issue because he careens them off the cliff. They go down the cliff. So apparently when they did this stunt, the roll cage inside it was broken. So when the guy went off the cliff, he almost died because the roll cage kind of collapsed in and he was just bouncing around like a ping pong ball in there.
We do see Bozo is dead.
Even though it makes no fucking sense because when you explode, you become pretty much a charred sausage of a person.
Seems pretty okay.
Like I've seen The Crow. The guy fuses to his goddamn car because he's burned alive. And no, it just he looks a little dirty, and a little burnt. And Toxie's fine. He just walks right out like nothing.
Not even his clothes.
Yeah, it doesn't even make sense. Like, is he impervious to fire and stuff like that?
Well, yeah, we get that he is, and he has a secret power to tandem fire.
Yep. And then, so now we get to the point of conflict in the movie. Conflict, because there has to be a point of conflict in this movie.
Because there's no like opposition to him. He can just take out anyone.
Yeah, and also by the way, like he pretty much summed up. He got his assailants. Yep. He's cleaning up the town.
His only real weakness, at least we surmise, because is bullets.
Yeah,
he never gets shot.
He never gets shot though. And then so now they're at a dry cleaner where this little ass lady. She has to, I guess, a little. I guess she kind of looks like a little person.
It's like
maybe a little above a little person.
Yeah.
But
it's definitely dwarfism.
Yeah, some dwarfism going on. And then Toxie pretty much just goes, I'm going to kill you now. Yeah. And here's the thing. At first, I didn't get it.
Yeah, you think it's like, why is he killing this lady?
Yeah, because it's just some lady at a dry cleaner.
Random because she's not doing anything evil at the moment.
And then
he just comes out.
And he comes out and he murders her with dry cleaning supplies.
He plants her on the flat iron.
Yeah, puts her in the dryer first.
Puts her in the dryer.
There's so many Muppet noodle legs in these movies, man. With just the dummies, dude. The dummies better have gotten paid for this because they're better actors than the actors in this movie. But like so he's killing this lady, and you wonder why, because like you don't get why because I thought maybe she was like the mom of maybe Bozo and Slug, even though
yeah, I thought she was like maybe related to someone else.
Yeah,
or
but
like
even
working for the mayor. Or
something like that. I mean, so what happens is he kills this lady, and then now the whole
dry
town.
cleaner owner comes back. He's like, Miss Haskell, you're not supposed to be on the machine. Like, why would she be?
I love how he says that. You're not supposed to be on the machine back there. Like, that's an actual problem that happens all the time.
And he's like, oh, he's dead. And then, because then the mayor is like, yeah, we got him. He's like, now the town will hate him.
Yep.
Because he killed this lady.
And
then the guy was like, she's like a slave trafficker. Or
oh, that's right. Was it like white slavery?
White slavery.
Oh yeah. She says like drugs, white slavery. I'm like, Jesus Christ. She's like, so she turns out to be a human trafficker, and like, so that's why Toxie went after her. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, wow, this movie actually did something that kind of made sense, because I'm like, this movie is ridiculous. Like, and it barely has a plot. It's just Toxie is trying to clean up the town.
Kills everyone. Zero opposition.
Yep, and now
takes care of his bullies.
Yep, and then what you call it? You get like the Spider-Man moment where the town kind of rallies behind this guy that the cops are after.
Somehow, the mayor gets the army. No, the National
Guard, the Tromaville National Guard.
How this town has like 15,000 people. They have a
tanks, like a bunch of men.
Humvees.
I don't know why they have a medical van coming with them. But
medical van, Humvees.
That fucking AT. It's insane.
ATVs, gun mounted back mounts,
which like ready to go, like they're going to war.
Yeah, right after Toxie, and at this point, too, Toxie and his girlfriend, they're like, we have to run away. So they run away to this farm where they just camp out. Once again, she's a down-ass bitch for dealing with this.
Oh, yeah, we're going to go. And everyone's like, oh, no, they're going after Toxie. They're going to shoot him. They're going to, like, everyone, the town starts, they're going to nuke him. They're going to nuke him.
I literally thought when he said that, like, I was waiting for, like, a truck to come out with a giant bomb. And I'm like, I really hope they don't fucking do that. Like they just nuke the field.
Extra powers.
And like, I'm like, there's no way. But I mean, it's just as stupid.
But
they still go pretty stupid. So now,
there's so many kids. I think like it's just producers' kids or actors' kids.
Oh no, these are all friends of production.
So like many babies just randomly.
He probably got volunteers from around the area. Like, there's
definitely
there's nothing professional about this movie.
So he gets there. And then none of the cops want to shoot Toxie because of all the good he's done. They do hard cuts to all the guys he's murdered. But they're cool with that.
Yep. And so the town rallies
behind him. No one wants to shoot him. The cops don't want to shoot him. They're all just hesitant. Toxie walks up to the mayor. What does he say?
Oh, he says, let's see if you have any guts.
Let's see if you have any guts. Yeah, he's like, I'll give you anything. I'll give you 10% of the drugs. Don't hurt me. He's like, let's see if you have any guts. And he rips out his guts in front of everyone.
Yep.
And everyone starts cheering.
That's a murder that they just witnessed.
And everyone's like, yeah, Tox.
Which, you know what? He is a bad guy, but there is no cops going, all right, well, you did murder someone. You just murder someone.
In front of
us. In front of everyone.
In front of everyone. And no one's scared. It was like,
which also, by the way, it's not like the town knew that he was corrupt yet.
Yeah.
And there was never a blowout or anything that he's corrupt.
It's just, the mayor wanted to kill him and we didn't.
Yep.
Not that he deserved to die.
No, and I think like maybe at this point, and I don't know why I'm making excuses for the movie, but I think at this point everyone knows that he only kills bad guys. So they figure, there's something got to be bad about this guy, and his hot ass girlfriend, because she is fucking hot. She's hot. Like, what do you want me to say? She's fucking hot. And now everyone's cheering, and it's like now we get the outro of like, if you look to the horizon and there's trouble.
They do the same outro for all the
every single movie.
Every single movie is Toxie running into the sunset, and he turns around with his mop, and it just cuts to credits, and then there you go. That's the first Toxic Avenger movie.
Okay, so obviously this is a night with your celebrity rating.
Clearly,
right at the top, right there, very top.
That is nice.
All right, this is spoiled.
This is spoiled.
This is spoiled.
Is this not a dumpster fire?
No, I don't think it's a dumpster. Because here's
None
the
of
thing.
these rules.
I understand. Look,
Right.
as someone that likes bad movies, I understand why this is a cult classic. The problem with this is that it is shock, absolutely for the sake of shock.
It is schlock Z, super Z grade.
It's C grade. Like this is,
but it makes
first
you feel
Tromaville.
uncomfortable. Like you
Yeah.
said,
there's
I
just
don't want to say the R word too much, but it's like sexual assault.
yeah, like you could say SA or raped.
Raped.
But like the thing is, it's like I can see why
It
this
just
is a
makes you
cult classic.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, and here because there's some parts where I'm like, oh, this is goofy, this is kind of funny, but like, and once again, I was just staring at this, going, how does this exist?
Yeah.
Who greenlit this? I mean, granted, it was all self-produced,
Self-produced.
but
comedy,
it's just like,
entertainment.
what the fuck am I watching right now? And then it just escalates more with the following movies.
We say this in other reviews, is like, oh, this was like edited porn or something at some point, which a lot of these Z grade movies seem to be that we reviewed.
Well, it's funny because I believe I forgot what it said, either the set production or some of the people that worked on this literally worked on pretty much erotic thrillers, cheap B movie erotic thrillers before this movie.
It had to be.
And here's the thing. Now that we're getting into the second movie, which technically 2 and 3 are one movie because there's 3. I don't know where the fuck 2 went.
I think that's it. Up. That one.
No, that's still Toxic Avenger.
That's to the right.
Oh, hell on here. It's a damn it. No, that's there we go. Got it.
Yeah,
And
that's what I was.
wait, is it not on here anymore? Did they literally just take it off now?
That was this one.
No, that's oh, that's 2.
Yeah.
No, wait.
It just.
Oh,
it's the same actress.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's 'cause
All
it's
right,
the
my
same
bad.
actress.
Yeah, okay. And also because they used a human instead of
Some
Toxie
Toxie.
as the fucking thing. All right, but either way. So now we're getting to 2 and 3. Which I'm like, at this point, I think Trauma was a little bit more established. I think they had done other movies, like maybe Nukem High happened by this point.
Yeah, started doing.
But they kind of try and do a recap of like, hey, this is who Toxic Avenger is. Now the Toxic Avenger has pretty much cleaned up the town, and he's just trying to live his life. And here's the weird thing about this movie, where now they're trying to get into like the weird psychology of Toxic Avenger,
that
where
is existential crises.
yes, that's the villain in these movies. He has an existential crisis because he cleaned up the town, but now that there's no evil in the town, he doesn't know what to do with himself.
Yeah.
So he's just getting depressed. They replaced the actor's voice that plays Toxic Avenger, and which
you want me to get into that?
go ahead.
It's kind of Oscar will probably lead into it too. Is for the first half they use the body of Toxic from the first guy. I forgot his name.
Yeah,
Alterman or something.
John Altamura.
Altamura is the original Toxic and parts of this, but then he started like threatening staff and threatening the makeup artist because the makeup was too challenging for him.
Yeah, the press release they put was he was abusing his power.
Yeah,
according to
probably
Lloyd
something
Kaufman.
way worse.
Yeah,
but then a guy who was one of the goons for, as we'll get into the bad guys for this, like he's like, I'll do it, and he does the voice. Then I think
he actually was in person in the costume.
In the costume.
There's some because here's the thing
where Toxie's fighting him earlier in the movie,
and and they pretty much use it. And here's the thing, like, so in the first one, he had this weird, like, kind of Atlantic accent style, was like, you know what I mean, like 1950s Superman,
1950s like detective,
that kind of thing. And in this one, it sounds like a young John Candy.
Now it's like, and I'm this guy, and I like to do this,
like
but I don't know what to do with my life.
And he's like, and now I volunteer with my girlfriend at the blind person
school.
center, which, by the way, there's so many blind people. There's so many blind people in the town of Tromaville.
Tromaville's half blind people.
where they're just apparently allowed to do it because you're just one on the roof for some reason. And I'm like, is that motherfucker gonna fall
That's
off?
what we thought the joke was gonna. That does snap.
And then now, so what happens is
my
that now
God.
the villain is Apocalypse Inc.,
Apocalypse Inc.
which is a chemical dumping or pollution
Yes,
company.
they're all about pollution.
What's
they're
their
like
business?
Captain Planet.
Yes, they're
villains.
Captain Planet villains. That is exactly what they are. Because their whole business revolves around just polluting the environment.
Yes.
And the reason behind it is fucking stupid because they explain it in a minute. But right now they're trying to
businesses
Yeah.
and take over Trumaville, Jersey, and New York.
Yeah.
Somehow with this.
And the funny thing is, it's like they realize for some reason Tromaville is the cornerstone of their operation, and they just lost Tromaville.
Yeah, that's the pillar. They get Tromaville, they get the world.
Yeah, exactly. That is their logic here. And so now they're like, we have to assassinate the toxic Avenger. And so they do a thing where, by the way, they just come in a limo again to the blind person
Drive
school.
right up to the blind school, and then they get this weird guy with just like warts on his face.
I guess it's supposed to be warts
or something, and he gives her the box with the bomb in it,
Yeah, a bomb. By the
And
way,
it's
it's
like-
ticking
ticking
loudly.
because even though she's blind, she could hear that, but she doesn't think anything.
She's like, "Oh, what's this?
Oh, this-
A package for
Toxie.
Toxie."
Okay.
Oh my god! I forgot this happened so
Yeah,
quickly.
So quickly. This is like the first 5 minutes. She goes in, gives a box to Toxie, walks back out because they're not going to kill her.
No.
But like as soon as she gets out, like 10 seconds later, just a giant fireball explosion. But we have to mention the thing that happens right before that is the little henchman, the warty henchman, tries to leave, and this blind old lady tries to grab him, and he's like, "Get off of me, old lady, get off!" And I don't know why she's trying to grab him, but he gets off and he takes out an AK,
A literal
And just-
Kalishnikov.
and just guns this old lady
And
down.
just shoots the fuck
Yeah,
at her. And then right after that,
Right,
the
huge
bomb goes
explosion.
off.
Yeah, it's like 30, 50 dead blind people.
There's 50 dead blind people.
Just rubble, and they don't waste any time. Apocalypse Inc.'s already putting up their signs, like, "Yeah, we did it."
I love
I don't
that.
know how that works.
Immediately.
You can
Like,
just blow up a place, and now you don't.
and now they condemn it and they're a property of whatever. Like, no realtor thing
No.
or whatever. No,
No.
they just do
You
it.
just own it. Yeah.
And now we get to like what I assume is like a 15-minute fight scene.
Oh my! This fight scene
It's
goes on
so long. So like, imagine like a side-scrolling Nintendo game like Double Dragon or something.
Playing
Where-
the weirdest rendition of "It Ain't Got No Swing."
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I forgot that's the fucking song they use. And what you call it. So once again, you get the limo full of clown car
Yeah.
villains just run up after
The
time.
carnival of clowns just keep running out.
And
of
by
this
the way,
car.
It's like a 80s WWF battle royale.
That's what I was like. This is a battle
A
royale.
battle royale where the random characters. It's a whole buffet of the random characters that could like a garbage man,
Garbage
a
man.
ninja,
KKK.
KKK. There's a dog-faced guy.
Dog-faced guy.
By the way, there's a dog-faced
There's a dog
guy.
man, and he's on a leash. He's on.
Like an Isle of Dr. Moreau, dog man is in this.
They just run the gauntlet and keep running up to Toxie, and he just takes them out. None of them even are even apprehended to run away at any point after he just took out 10 other
In
guys.
brutal manners,
In
too.
brutal manners. It's like, we can take him.
Which, by the way, also
He just tore guys' arms off.
one of the
What do you-
biggest tropes.
What do the rest of you guys think you're gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. And one of the biggest tropes in this is just like, why do they all attack him one at a time?
They all attack him one at a time because they know at one point they do circle him, but he just takes them all.
Oh,
out
yeah,
of
that's
them
right.
all.
Oh yeah, but they circle him and do the stupidest
Stupidest
thing.
thing.
My God. And like the dog doesn't do shit, by the
The
way.
dog
It's just
doesn't do
being a dog. And then
That's Toxie.
oh, is that him?
Yeah,
Is that what? Wait, is that the new Toxie?
that's
Is
the
that
new Toxie.
oh
That's just they fight. Each
wait, that's
Yeah.
so that voice is his.
Yes, the voice you hear.
So okay, the funny thing about that is when you see this guy that Toxie's fighting, he's the one that slashes across the face
Yeah.
and then takes the human dog with him.
Yeah.
His voice does not match his body.
Yeah.
He sounds like a young John Candy. Oh, and then now you get the slew of people, and
Now
then
you get
also
even more because he just took out 10 people, and now 10 more people have come out.
a construction man, a garbage worker, a
Construction man,
KKK dude.
mafia and village people.
A white Native American.
Village people have come.
Yes, the village people have come out.
Literally.
It's the village people. Also, by the way,
Look, this is when they circle them.
and this is the cinematic debut of Michael Jai White, aka
Oh my
90s
God.
live action Spawn or Black Dynamite. This is the first movie he ever did, and he did well. I guess technically it's one movie. He did 2 and 3.
2 and 3.
But
it's one movie.
it's one movie. But this is his premiere, and apparently, like you said, he did the Did he choreograph it?
You think he choreographed this part?
Yes. All right, he's participating in it. So the villains, they circle Toxie, they do a can dance,
Can kick line,
and they kick him in the face once.
and then he just jabs all of them out.
Yep.
Just goes down.
And I love how like the evil villains behind
CEO
everything.
and his,
They're just in the van watching,
just
going,
watching,
"Ooh,
like,
this isn't working
that-
out."
This hurts. He literally takes a croquet mallet and mallets a guy, crushing him into his hat. It is setting more cartoon.
I was about to say, like, if they did not establish in the last movie, in these two coming up, it is a straight up Saturday morning cartoon.
Just like
The way the narration
R-rated
is,
Saturday
the
morning
talking, and you know, it almost feels like somehow it almost felt like they went, "All right, you guys, the last one was too extreme. We got to turn it down a little
cartoon.
bit.
Turn it.
We got to tone it down so that way we can sell some stuff to kids,
It's
even though it's still not that toned
well,
down."
we turned down the assault and everything, but put everything.
The
on.
gore is still
The
there,
gore is
the
still
ridiculous things, but it's a lot more.
Like,
I mean, it was supposed to be
he just-
comical in the last movie, but you know what I'll say? It's slightly less uncomfortable.
he just ripped the guy's head off, and the guy starts breaking.
Oh, yeah.
Breakdancing.
Two bodies without a head just started breakdancing and dancing for some reason.
Yeah.
Like,
And this guy's shuffling.
this guy's shot and they don't die. Well, why aren't they dead?
Because
Because
you
here's
don't
the
see their bodies drop.
Yeah.
They just go up.
Oh yeah, you don't see them. Here's the thing. I feel like decapitation in this universe isn't really a
It's
thing.
a minor inconvenience.
Oh, he hasn't taken out the white
The
Native
white
American
Native
guy.
American guy. Look, there's like 20 bodies just strewn around.
Yep.
This graveyard, I guess you would call it now.
Oh, it's a mass murder
It's a
that
mass
happened
murder.
here. Like,
Because there's 50 dead blind people.
oh yeah, and this guy doesn't even die.
This guy doesn't die. He's even in 3.
Oh yeah, he is. He gets his ears ripped off.
He gets his ears ripped
The
off.
guy looks like a bootleg John Favreau.
Is it John Favreau?
No, I'm not looking that up. I refuse to believe that's John. I would have found that in the facts. That's
No,
not
we
John
would've
Favreau.
found that, yeah.
No, I feel like that would have definitely been mentioned. That was John Favreau.
John Favreau.
Oh no, and now we get the Michael
And then,
Jai
yeah,
White premiere with
Michael
the
Jai
nunchucks,
White.
looking like a fucking.
Actually dodging Toxie's attacks, getting licks on.
Oh, he has perfect form.
Yeah.
Like it's Michael Jai White,
It's
man.
Michael Jai White.
And which also I'm just
An
like,
actual martial arts.
yeah, he looks like a villain from Double Dragon.
Yes.
He looks like. You ever seen that
Literally-
show, WMAC Masters back in the day?
Yeah.
Like the shitty karate TV show that tried adding drama to it. It's exactly what he looks like. He looks like an extra from the first Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah. I'll tell you when we get to. There's so many Mortal Kombat things. Like, is this someone from Mortal Kombat?
But
Because yeah, they fight. He has nunchucks against the broom, but he's getting hits off. But Toxie's too strong. So then he tries to do straight up like Wing Chun, but then he's like, "Oh, you know, it's time for my piano recital lesson. I gotta go."
and he
And
just scurries off.
Just scurries off because he's probably in his contract. He's like, "I don't want to be killed."
Probably. And we get another
And then another
crossdresser.
cross-dresser.
An evil crossdresser.
Another evil cross-dresser.
Which, by the way, I get he pulls a
He
gun
pulls
out of
a-
his
he
not
pulls a-
vagina,
He pulls a MAC-10 out of his
out of his dress.
lady part.
I mean,
and just
I guess
misses every shot.
Is that it, or is he impervious to bullets?
I don't
Because
know,
remember
did
the
he get
mayor in the
hit?
first
Yeah,
one
did he get
shot at
hit?
him.
But he didn't get hit. We never see a bullet hit him. We just
That's
see
true.
them miss. They have terrible aim.
Yeah. Also, they established in this he can eat anything, so he's eating the
Chew
gun.
metal. Yeah, he's chewing the metal of the MAC-10.
Oh, he doesn't kill the cross. Oh, now he's
Oh,
fighting the
KKK.
KKK guy. Which, by the way, I think they're trying to make it seem like he's a ghost because,
No, this is
but it's
KKK.
straight up KKK, a chrome KKK man.
Chrome face KKK man. He rips his nuts off.
Witness me,
Crushes
blood
him.
bag.
He crushes his nuts, and then this was like, I was like,
Oh,
what is?
Oh,
happening?
Hammer wrestling midget.
This was like, this is WWE.
It literally is. It's a Royal Rumble. That's what's happening right now.
And yeah,
Like you're watching
so
Royal
many of
Rumble.
The guys, I like how they do keep that because so many of the guys that are just in the background on the ground dead.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh no! Oh, did he rip his head off or something?
No, you don't remember? He squishes him.
I forgot. So you know what? Shazam and Space Jam owe Toxic Avenger 2 royalties because this is probably the first time you see a man get crushed into a basketball and then gets played and shot through a hoop.
He's like, it's time to play some basketball, and he just
crushes up the little person and just slam dunks him. Which, by the way, I love how the entire house blew up, but the basketball net is still up.
Oh, and Toxic does a good 360 spin dunk.
Why is it? And you're right, Carl. Like, you see everyone's dead. Yeah. And yet the henchmen
like, we can take him.
We can totally take him.
These guys, at least they got guns. But now he's going to use his trademark move of jump out of the way.
And they just shoot each other.
But it's hilarious because they keep shooting even though he's clearly out of the way. And they realize, we just killed each other.
By the way, bloodless. I don't know how they didn't pop each other up.
Because you can't hear, but the whole time this is happening, like for the last 10 minutes, it's playing a bad rendition of It Ain't Got No Swing, like a trumpet version, like.
It's so upsetting.
It's just like this is the theme we're going with.
It's so upsetting, and like now, like he's trying to console his girlfriend, and then we get
everyone's dead, like.
And then now we cut to the Legion of Doom talk.
The Legion of Doom, they're literally called Apocalypse Inc. What else could you be but evil?
And then they're literally all talking about like this is how we're fucking up the world, like.
We're selling radioactive grenades to this country.
We're selling drugs. We're spraying disease and pestilence into the air.
Like and I believe to one up each other.
And I believe the point of this is because once the earth is polluted enough, they create these city domes that people are forced to live in, that they have to pay to live in, so that way they can survive the toxic environment that they created. And yeah, that's fucking asinine. That is fucking dumb. Because you'd think like, hey, maybe we should build the dome first before we start doing this shit. And also, by the way, I got
no one's gonna stop them.
And here's the thing too that pisses me off. I mean, because I know that this, I know that no. I know that this is technically one movie, both of these movies. But in the second, in the third movie, they repeat the same fucking scene. It's the same fucking scene.
It's just in a different location with the same scene, same plot.
Yep.
Oh, it's like, why did this need to be? Why did he stretch this out?
Yep.
This could have been one movie.
And also, not for nothing.
Not even.
No, because it's two.
I know why it's two movies.
But I mean, I don't know how he managed to make it to two separate plots.
Yes.
But in this, also, Cigarface is back.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I literally said it right here. I was watching it. I texted him. He was like, "What the hell? Cigarface is alive, and he's fine.
He died.
No injuries. No no hole in his chest.
And from what I understand, there's no deleted scene in the last one where you see him again.
No.
He just literally expires from a gunshot wound,
and then he comes back,
and he's just back,
and he's a part of Apocalypse Inc. Because it's Cigarface. It's not like he's a new character. He's smoking the cigar. He's doing the
No, it's Cigarface.
Cigarface.
And once again, everyone's just kind of musing about all the crazy stuff they do, and then obviously the CEO is like, "That's not good enough."
He's like, "Yeah, that's not good. We need more evil, more.
We need more. We have to
take out Toxic.
We have to take out Toxic because we need Tromaville. We need this shitty New Jersey city as
random Hoboken, New Jersey city.
Yep. We need this as the cornerstone of our operation here. And then obviously the woman is like,
oh, this creepy weird woman. It's just like, yeah, we'll kill Toxic, and then we can't wait to essay his woman. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, she literally wants to fuck his girlfriend, and I'm just like, what is this? Because she literally goes into a thing where she's literally like kind of going to this thing where she says that now that they have this thing called anti-traumatons.
Yes.
Where
she's like, we need technology. What we need is, because she knows all his biology. She's like, I've been studying somehow. He has traumatons to hunt down evil. So what do we need? Anti-traumatons. And where do you get that technology? And where's technology?
Oh God,
Japan.
I forgot about that.
That's where technology is. Everything you get is from Japan, obviously. So we have to make him go to Japan.
Is that technically racist? I don't know.
it's like a racist stereotype.
It's a stereotype.
compliment.
Yes, it's a backhanded
It's a
stereotypical
backhand-
compliment.
Yeah, it's like Japan has good technology, so send him there. Because
Which, by the way,
it
Lloyd
gets so
Kaufman,
much worse
thanks
than
for
that.
thanks for pushing to buy American.
Yeah, and it gets so much worse than that. So this is the least of our.
Oh yeah, this is the least of it. I mean, because here's the thing, I will.
Offensiveness.
They tone it down in this a little bit. All right,
What?
a little bit.
No, kind of.
Look, because I'm sorry, there's not as look. It's literally like choosing between two pieces of shit here. All right, like one has less like
One
peanuts
has-
in it
yeah, I
than
was
the
gonna
other
say,
one
One
does.
has more nuts in it
Than the other one.
I was about to say that one has more nuts.
This one is the least nuttier of the two. Okay, because this one is once again it's not as offensive. It's offensive, but it's not as offensive. And they almost try to make it like endearing in a way because look, in this one I'm more endeared to Toxie.
Toxie, at least he's speaking like elegantly, smartly, and he has like an existential crisis.
And
like,
I'm not gonna lie, his
not-
voice is kind of soothing.
yeah,
I'm
his
like,
voice is okay. It's not weirdly out of person character for his body. Even though, like you said, the guy the actual real life guy does not. That voice does not look like it would come.
no,
out
it does not look like it would come out of his fucking.
But like for Toxie, he's just like, I don't know what to do, Claire. Not that Claire. He's like, now the blind school's been blown to smithereens. I don't have a purpose. I don't.
No, which by the way, now they say, oh, we're gonna try spirituality. So they go to church.
They go to. I'm
Which-
glad you can go to church after all the murder and death.
Yep, and then not only that, it's full of blind people.
Yes, blind people everywhere.
Which I'm like, wait, so
literally doing like the Ray Charles.
oh yeah, that's the only way you can tell they're blind, Carl, because they have to do the Ray Charles Stevie Wonder back and forth. And then not only that, it's like you just killed 30 blind
Yes.
people. Where did these other 20 come from? And there's something
They're out of school. They
like,
graduated.
unless you say this town has so much toxic waste, people are going blind. But like that, there's so many blind people here.
That might be the case.
And also, once again, now we get the toilet humor.
toilet humor. He craps poison toxins.
Oh my god! And not only that, now they do this weird dance sequence.
Everything.
It's out of
Yeah.
place. It makes no
That's what,
sense.
Again, this woman, Phoebe something, she's like a classically trained like composer, musician, and singer.
The chick that plays the blind lady.
Yes. She's like a
She
real,
actually this is
like
real.
legit, like no,
She has
those
talent.
parts-
She has
yes,
actual talent.
All those parts where like she's singing and doing that. That's
Yeah.
her actual voice. That's why when I looked it up and was doing research, I was like, "That's why is she in this movie?"
Jesus,
What?
dude. I mean, here's the thing with
Like,
Tromaville.
I'm
Like,
sorry,
if you
you're
start
too
off
good
in
for this movie.
Tromaville and you somehow make it out of it, good for you. Because from what I understand, most actors that they start off in Tromaville don't either stay there for the tenure of their acting career
What else are they gonna do?
or leave in the middle of shoots because they don't want to do these offensive
Do
things.
offensive things?
Apparently, I
would
didn't
leave.
mention this
I would leave
in the last movie, but the last movie in the taco stand scene,
Who left?
the guy that has the shotgun, he left in the middle of the production because he had to point the gun at a toddler or something.
What the hell?
Because he pointed it and he's like, I can't do this. Like this
Yeah.
is fucked up.
This is-
Like I'm done.
Because he might have. If he didn't say it, Lloyd probably would have had him shoot that child too.
Yeah, that's the thing.
crazy.
And he's just like, no, I'm done. But apparently that's actually common for a lot of these actors to start off and just quit midway through because they can't deal with how fucked up this is.
With Lloyd's sick mind.
Yeah, because it's like, once
I'm
again,
sorry,
this is shock for the sake of shock. And at least with these two, it like I said, they tone it down to where it's like, it's Toxic
still-
Avengers Odyssey.
Yeah.
Because now
this is their master plan.
Yeah.
Because Toxie is going to a therapist that I guess he has, and she's not blind, but she's completely fine with having this toxic mutate guy as
as a client, yeah.
And
I mean, they do also explain that she gets paid off.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. They're paying her off, but it's like, so their plan is to have her do like, I guess, puppet master type sex therapy thing where she's like, yeah, we need to run. Like she's basically like dry grinding on him.
Yep.
And she's like, it's like, you need to meet your father. Like, my father? Your father disappeared when I was a kid. He's like, no, he's in Japan.
He's in Japan. Japan?
Japan.
And then what you call it? And he explains to Claire that he has to go to Japan to find
In
his
the
father.
dumbest way possible. That's how he explains to her.
Oh yeah, by touching her tits.
Yeah.
And going, I have to go over these giant mountains.
And Japan's all the way over here.
Oh my God.
It's like
Classically trained actress.
yeah, like
And she's doing this. And it's like she definitely like owed Lloyd Kaufman a favor or something. And then and now he has to just go to Japan.
Yeah.
And now we have two different stories
how
that
does
happen.
he get to Japan?
Okay, so I get it. You don't have money to fake it at an airport. You don't have money to fake an airplane. I get that. But what they do at this point, I'm just like, all right, dude, you're losing me here.
You're losing me.
So he goes, I'm going to do it the fastest mode of transportation I know, windsurfing.
He windsurfs all the way.
He windsurfs
As
all the
one
way to
does.
Japan. And
From New Jersey.
From New Jersey.
How far would that be?
Well, he does make this joke because he sees the fake Eiffel Tower they have. And he goes, am I in France? Did I have to make a left or a right at the Panama Canal? Which, by the way, so instead of going across the Atlantic, you went all the way down and up to get over. I don't know if that's quicker or not, to be perfectly honest.
I don't know.
He
probably would be quicker to go that way.
Which, by the way, also
you'd have to go across a bunch of land if you went.
I get you see the Eiffel Tower and you're wondering where you are, but I think all the Asian people around you would have given it away that you made it to your destination. And he literally comes in kind of like just everyone's scared of him.
Either everyone's scared or completely ignores him.
Yes,
that's the only two.
However, they do show that there's people, like actual people staring at him and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they did this guerrilla style in Japan too. Like most of these bystanders that are around him are real people reacting to him. So like all the people that do these double takes or like look around at him, those are actual people.
Those are actual passerbys. Like
what the fuck is this? Well, also the rest of Japan's like it's Japan. There's weird shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what to tell you.
Down like the middle.
And he's just kind of on this odyssey looking for his father.
Just like in some kind of like, what the hell is this guy doing? Like I think this part was real.
Yeah, he's sleeping on a statue or something,
like
with pigeons everywhere,
like a shrine, and there's pigeons everywhere. And like 4 old people come up to him. And I think those were not acting.
No, those were not. And he wakes up and all the things, and everyone just runs away.
Yeah.
No, those were real people frightened for this man or from this man. And he finds a street food salesman where they make the fish bean buns that they do, which actually it looks pretty fire. I would have fucking eaten that shit too. And then he's eating that shit, and then obviously his traumatons start acting up.
Yeah,
because he did meet a nice young lady before that.
Yeah, and then immediately after he meets her.
Yep, a gang, a Tromaville-style Japanese gang, finds his new lady friend, corners her, and of course we get another flash of boobs. Because why not? Because
open daylight. SA is just
accepted
anywhere around the world.
Which, by the way, like once again, they are literally trying to SA this woman and these three what you call it
3
goons that are just
Yakuza,
there.
Whatever.
They're not Yakuza.
Don't insult Yakuza.
Don't insult the Yakuza. All right, I don't want to get murdered over this shit.
I don't know what they're supposed to do.
No, but they're just like assaulting this woman. Toxie feels the evil happening, and he goes to kind of confront these men. And obviously, he does this stuff in the goofiest way possible. Which also, by the way, he randomly speaks Japanese.
He said is like, I know some Japanese, but I don't know enough to help me.
And
so I don't know where he picked up Japanese from.
You know what's funny?
I don't even know where Japan was before.
So what's funny about this is that I don't even know if this is a real fact, but that his previous name was not Melvin Junko. It was Melvin Freed or something.
No.
And then they changed it to Junko. And the explanation I read, which I don't think is true, but they changed it to Junko to explain his Japanese heritage.
Oh, yeah, because of the mix-up. Yeah.
Which still makes no sense because there's a mix-up.
There's a mix-up.
But yeah, so this is
stupid.
This is stupid. This is
ridiculous. The fish press that you make the biscuits with, and the other guy is not running for his life, is just sitting there. terrified, I guess. And he steams his nose and presses it together to make his nose into a fish.
And you know what's funny? Because Lloyd Kaufman thought of this gag first and based the whole movie around this gag. That's why he wanted to go to Japan.
Everything's. That's why he wanted to go to Japan. I thought he was just. This is my headcanon when I first saw it. That he was just trying to rip off Ninja Turtles. Like, they're mutants and they do martial arts stuff. I'll have Toxie go to Japan and do martial arts stuff. That's basically the whole.
Terrible.
Because this was like that era of radioactive mutant superhero does whatever sidekick type mutate or animal combination thing. So he takes out these goons, he presses one, he ramens the other.
Oh, forgot about that. I skipped over that because I'm trying to skip over the movie.
Yeah,
but
you skipped over here.
Because I forgot because I remember him running into the bathhouse. And of
everyone's
course, buttoning, and you see everything on everyone, even the old men in there.
Genitalia,
full sprawl.
Everything.
You see everything, and then And
I hope those were paid.
No, those were probably real people, and they were terrified. They saw a fat man get ramen, and then what you call it? He chases the woman assailant down into a radio station where everyone except the radio guy is freaking out,
and he's like, "Shh, keep it down. I'm trying to do news
or something." Because also, by the way, there's a lot of people talking Japanese, but they rarely put any of the subtitles.
There's no subtitles.
It's like almost they were like, we have to pay a certain amount of money per subtitle. I'm not paying that, so I'm only going to get the
research. Remember, only 2 of the people could speak English, but when he heard them start speaking English, it was so like broken and bad to him that he just ADR'd them over anyways.
Oh my god!
I think you can tell. They can speak English. Yeah,
the woman is definitely the one.
The
father. Oh my god! I didn't even think. Here's the thing: when you see the father, I didn't. So he is Japanese, right?
I'm pretty sure he's Japanese.
Because I'm sorry, not to be like a fascist or anything, but he looks more Hispanic than he does like Japanese. Like he looks like one of my tios.
I think he is actually Japanese.
Yeah, just double check. Because honestly, I'm like, did they actually have a Hispanic man playing a Japanese man right now?
Yeah.
He's Japanese.
Yasoka.
Okay, he's got to be half or something. That's the dad, or
that's the dad.
Okay. But
the dad.
Yeah. But so the woman that he helps pretty much helps him the rest of the time trying to find his dad. And then once again, they go on an odyssey where he's basically just kind of taking in the culture.
Yeah, he's just walking around taking in the culture.
Like he's like in a comp. Yeah, he's like eating. He's playing gambling games.
Gambling. Like his, because he's not cheating on Claire, but it's like his Japanese girlfriend is leading him around the city.
But you know what? I'll give him that. I thought there was going to be something fucked up where like the Japanese girl like kind of forces him to do something with her or something. But no, and here you know what's fucked up too? Like I said, this is. Go ahead.
No, it's like it's a genuine friendship at least.
Yeah.
He saved her life. She's grateful.
She's trying to help him find
his dad.
And here's the thing. This is what I mean by when they tone it down. Because I'm like, this is actually kind of sweet. Like they're going around just enjoying themselves.
The scenes, taking in stuff. He's looking for his father, trying to get his roots, his Japanese, half Japanese roots.
His half Japanese roots. By the way,
they should have just kept it like that. They should have just made it the real dad.
I thought it was. Yeah,
I thought it was stupid.
And then they do a cut. Now you're like, oh wait, I forgot. This is a fucking Toxie movie. We gotta go back to the fucked up shit.
So yeah, now we go back to Detroit City, RoboCop, New Jersey, Thomasville,
Mega City 1.
Yes, Mega City 1 is where they're just destroying everything, taking over all the property somehow. Don't know how you can just hold still, take everything.
Which also is like they renamed the town. Where's the mayor? There's no mayor in this one.
The other mayor got his guts ripped out.
Yeah, but they didn't vote on a new one.
Yeah, they never got a new one.
They changed it. Look,
instead of Juice Orange, it's Agent Orange.
Agent Orange. Apocalypse Now is playing in the theaters. Which, by the way, great movie. I mean, I feel like that's a positive. But everyone's like protesting.
Claire and the mom were like just horrified. Everyone's protesting. Boo, we hate you, Apocalypse. We hate you. Death to Apocalypse Inc.
Which like apparently there's no infrastructure to like prevent a company from taking over a
your
town.
town. Yeah. Like the like mom and pop stores can't just say no. You can't just buy them.
Oh my God, I'm dying from this movie.
He's dying. Let's give back to nature who came from me.
And it's like this guy's like trying to convince everyone that oh God, this part where you know the toxicity in there is good for you. You know, just accept it, you guys.
At least they're not that dumb and they're not buying it. They're like, get the hell out of here.
Yep. And now you see this scene with environmentalists
Oh, this is
marching through the park, and of
So
course
rich. This is what we have to establish. I don't know what's up with Lloyd and both assault and vehicular manslaughter.
yes, he really likes hurting people with cars or car-like objects. I love how this random jacked lady with him all the time.
Yeah.
That's literally all she does is look jacked, and then when she's not, and does that,
Flexes.
and does that.
It's,
And of course, everyone shows up with, because there's no gun laws here either, by the way.
no. Everyone's packing.
And not even like handguns, like
No,
full
shotgun.
automatic rifles.
Full like 810 shotguns, AKs,
Like literally like SWAT
long,
shotguns.
Yeah, long guns.
And what you call it. And then you see this one thing where this is so stupid.
This is so random. They're like,
And just gross. It's just gross for the sake of being
you
gross.
see what they're smoking. They're literally smoking crap, and it's like literally turds in their hands, and
They're smoking and eating it.
because you get the message, Oscar.
Oh yeah, drugs are bad,
Drugs
and
are
because they're not crack addicts, crap addicts. And it's just like, all right, Lloyd, this is not the. Are you throwing in a PSA right now?
Yeah.
Is that really what's happening,
PSA,
Lloyd?
and it's not the worst subtle beat you over the head PSA.
So fucking stupid. Because here's the thing: there are certain messages in these movies, and
the existential crisis one.
yeah, it's stupid though. Like there's
It's
a whole
stupid,
thing. Another theme that they have going is like, don't trust corporate America because this is what they'll do to your town.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you don't have to ham fist this shit.
So they just go off a little ways, not even like 2 minutes away, to just start hardcore making out after threatening this corporate.
I honestly thought they were just gonna start fucking on the
That's
thing.
what I said.
I thought
That's what I said.
Once again, Carl, no, tell me they toned it down a little bit,
A little bit, because
and then you get back to basics with
she
what
doesn't
happens
like.
next.
They don't like rip their clothes off and start going at it.
No, they're just making
It's
out.
hardcore making out. Like they don't hear a truck careening after them.
And this
And
truck,
then
by the
just
way,
Plows them.
the horse,
You
the
don't remember?
horse.
That's what I was waiting for.
No,
I said I almost jumped out of my couch. Like what?
so like by the way, this truck like smushes these guys, but yet when they show their bodies,
They're fine.
they're
It's
intact, but
just
they're just bloody.
More syrup on the mouth.
But I'm sorry, when you see the horse, like this is the most.
Carriage, people, truck, horse, everyone.
I said something about the noodle arms and legs in this with the dummies that they use.
Where did they get the horse dummy?
They
from?
had a legit horse dummy where the horse had hose legs.
Horse dummy that just noodles.
Just
falls
noodles.
over. Like they got a horse dummy for this.
Oh my god!
They couldn't just like have the horse run off.
Oh my
and
God.
then do it. No, they're like.
And also, I love
over
how like
everyone.
the only thing standing in the way of this company from taking over the park were those hippies.
Yeah.
Specifically those,
And they're
because
like, we'll just kill them.
we just killed, and then they put the sign up, owned by Apocalypseville.
Yeah, as soon as we kill those two, because we all.
Yep.
know.
And then I forget what he's doing with this lady because he wants the property. That was actually a funny joke. Because there was this guy he quotes something evil and says it's so and
Neither a
so,
borrower or a lender, Shakespeare. And then she's like, F you.
and she goes, "Fuck you,"
David Marmon.
and I'm like, that's actually kind of a clever joke. The one little bit of cultural joke in
I
this.
think because they want to get the church or something. Because they want
I
everything.
think, well, yeah, which I don't get. Like, you already renamed the town.
Yeah,
Do you not own
why
the
do you
town?
why do you need every single piece of property on the town?
And once again,
that's
there's
how
just,
townships work.
yep. And then they just
This is so stupid.
then they cut to Japan again.
Japan just like sushi chefs and fishermen just.
Because you know what it is?
slicing up
This is just Lloyd Kaufman.
animals.
This is just Lloyd
Like,
Kaufman
this
going.
is real people. He's just probably just filming, just working.
Yeah, no, exactly. He's just like, hey, look, we're in a wet market. Let's get some gross footage of
This
animals
guy's
being cut up.
butchered. Yeah.
And also, by the way, let's have Tachi direct himself as a stereotypical Japanese man.
Japanese tourist dude with like
Yep.
camera around his neck,
Camera around his neck,
fake hair.
fake hair, which is in the standard Japanese bowl cut, and then the glasses, the businessman glasses, and a briefcase.
And a briefcase.
And
And then she's like, "I found your father," and he's just over there and open. Well,
over there in the open. And by the way, he knows who
knows
he is
Toxie. That's
immediately.
what was like. When we first see this, we think it's his actual father, just like that actually abandoned him. He's like, Dad, and he accepts him as his son. Why would you accept that thing? That's just
Because here's the thing, I thought
even if they're trying
maybe
to trick him,
now
but he doesn't seem like it.
I know,
That's the
but
case.
what I assumed was he worked with Apocalypse Inc.
Yeah,
and he was pretending to be the father.
that's just like. But even if he's trying to trick him, he kind of goes with the bit. a
Yeah,
little too.
he sticks with. He's like
'Cause
dedicated to this
yeah.
bit.
Instead of what he's supposed to do is shoot him with the anti-traumaton.
And yeah,
but
anti-trauma.
he's like, you could join me, son.
yeah, and just and oh yeah, no, because now he
Now
knows
he
his
feels the
dad's evil.
Yeah, 'cause he feels the evil as soon as we see one of the salmon just drop on the floor and cocaine flies out of it.
By the way, like that's not what because all of the cocaine just falls out.
Literally, just like 7 bags.
7 bags of cocaine
just
fall out of
fall out of it.
and of course
And
the Asian girl's
Asian
testing it.
girl just starts testing it. Tested it like 4 times.
Yeah, because she's high as fuck now.
Yeah.
Yep. She's like, whoa, yeah, that's cocaine. Like, yeah, we knew that,
You're
man.
bad. He's smoking cocaine in the fish. He's like, because he doesn't want to hurt his dad, but the traumatons are making him go berserk.
Yep, and then now we get a whole another fight
That's
scene.
So stupid because he fights off
Like his henchman.
his henchmen. That's the part. This is the part where I was trying to watch it in my car, and I was like, I can't watch this in my car.
Oh, and then
Because he fights off a few of the henchmen, and then one of them's a woman, and he takes this fish buzzsaw thing to her clothes, and then she's like butt naked the rest of the movie. And
yeah, she does.
They make that a plot point. They make that a pivotal plot point that she is.
Yeah, because now she's like I said, she's a reoccurring character in the movie like
Yeah.
that.
Like he fights these guys. Everyone knows kung fu. Everyone knows karate.
Okay.
Oh,
let's see.
it's because
Yeah,
this digital
Amazon has had it with this
Yes.
movie. Oh,
the kabuki. Man.
oh, the Kabuki man, which he throws a
throwing
starfish.
starfish.
Oh my god! And like you say, he takes out these guys. He does the weird thing where he right there. You might as well see it.
This is a must.
But he gets a swordfish.
Get the swordfish
And
with
so-
a buzzsaw. It's a buzzsaw swordfish.
Yep. It's a pivotal point because now she kind of falls
She's
on.
like dazed, but walking around the streets of Japan.
She falls on the
the
cameraman
reporter,
or the reporter, and for some reason the reporter just takes her around with him everywhere. Doesn't clothe her. Police don't make her get dressed.
He's just ogling her. No one tries to get her dressed.
Nope.
He's like, oh, cool.
Guaranteed she's actually probably a porn star too.
Completely see everything. There's nothing hidden. Like, how is this? This was in theaters.
This actually went to theaters.
I'm pretty sure it has a box office.
Oh god.
You want to guess that now?
But
Both budget and box office.
okay, we'll do budget. I'm gonna say 500,000 again.
For this movie?
Because does it count for 2 and 3?
No, I think 3 has a different budget.
Okay, I'm gonna say
I
500,000
think
for
they
this.
probably reshoots and stuff. $2.5 million.
Shut the fuck. No. No.
He's
No, Carl, shut up. No, that's not it. You read it wrong.
$2.5 million. And how much do you think it made at the box office? Clearly,
It's 300,000.
oh, you poor soul. $792,966.
Okay, that's way more than I
Way
thought.
more, but it didn't make it.
Oh, no.
back
Okay,
then.
no, obviously not.
Tragic. What are you talking about? I was gonna masterpiece.
Who the fuck funded $2.5 million? No way Lloyd Kaufman did this himself.
Lorimar and Trauma did this. So.
Oh my god. But now we get into the part where he fights his dad. And for some reason, his dad gets into a sumo outfit and starts fighting his son style.
Sumo style.
Which, by the way, I'm pretty sure he's just trying to act like E Honda from Street Fighter because this isn't real sumo moves.
No, he's doing some, but then most of it is just him. He's not trying to push him.
I literally saw him going like this.
Oh, that's a sumo technique.
Oh, okay. It's not just an E Honda thing. Okay.
That's a sumo technique. But he's not. What he should be doing is throwing the anti-traumatons in his face.
Yeah, because he has
them. But then the reporters, for some reason, comes onto the scene with
the naked chick,
which is distracting
a sushi
chef. So then now he pulls out. He's like, I have the anti-traumatons. I'm going to throw them. And then it's like, now it's bedtime for you, Smelvin. Nobody calls me Smelvin.
I love how that's the final
trigger.
straw.
Yeah,
that was the final.
Your dad trying to kill you with waves of henchmen or anything like that.
And then this is when he throws him onto the sushi chef's table,
and he does not do anything to get up.
Nope.
After the first cut, second cut, third cut, he does not move, roll off the table. He's just there.
Also, the sushi chef doesn't realize hey, I'm cutting through a fucking femur. Why is this fish so strong now? Because he's like, I'm sorry. It takes a lot of force to cut off a leg like that on the first shot. And I'm wondering, does he gets affected by the anti-trauma or whatever the fuck?
Because he throws up and he threw him, and then it came down and he breathed in the noxious gas. But it's quickly, barely inconvenience resolved as she brings him to a sumo holistic camp to be healed and learn the ways of sumo wrestling. Because that's what heals your anti-trauma.
This does still follow the Tromaville trope of, I don't know where the fuck this is going. And I was not expecting this.
Like, Masami's her name. Masami knew to deliver me to the sumo wrestlers for holistic therapy.
Because when I go to Japan, if I get hurt, I'm going to a sumo. I'm not going to a hospital. I'm going to a sumo school.
You breathe in noxious gas, Oscar. Go to the sumo, obviously.
And you learn the ways of sumo.
They give you a masashi, and
I'm watching this, and I'm like, why did Lloyd Kaufman want sumo? Like, most people would have been like, even if they did something stupid, like
samurai,
ninja. No. You know what we need? Sumo wrestling.
Probably the only place they would let him film.
And literally, they do a whole lesson on hey, this is what we do when you show. They throw the salt.
Yeah, they throw the rice.
They do the squatting and the exercises.
And they give him the sumo belt and everything.
Yep. And then he basically says, I have to go home now. Because he found his father, killed his father.
Yeah, he found him, killed his father.
And then now he has to go back to Troma.
Now that I have clarity, I have to go save Troma.
Yeah, because that was the whole thing. He wanted to not feel so depressed, and the therapist convinced him.
Get his roots.
Yeah.
Well, I killed my father, so
that's good.
See you guys.
And now, now everyone, I think the town is fighting back at this point, or trying to fight back the corporation.
It's like still the usual of daily beatings.
Assault. And by the way, Michael Jai White is just fucking people up. He takes some bread, and beats them with it. Look,
he's like here, and then he just starts beating.
Listen, Michael Jai White is a national treasure, and he is committing to this because
just pure evil. What are you doing? And you just round out. It's
not a paraplegic. He lost a leg.
One leg.
Oh my god! And now they're just shooting random people. These are like hookers. I think.
Just one leg.
Who's this guy?
His one prosthetic leg, and Michael Jai rips it off of him, and then they just start executing people. And he's like, who is this guy?
Just some random fucking guy. And like I said, now I think they're trying to.
Yeah.
This is when the girlfriend almost gets essayed. Because now these random evil hooker women, similar to those from Sin City, probably if you want to make the comparison, they're hooker assassins.
To Toxie's house, and she's waiting, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get you now." She's like, I've been waiting for this.
Which, by the way, this character for some reason does not believe in ever closing her legs.
Oh,
Her legs, she's
this
spread.
character since this movie that's
Is
her,
she's like
is
when she sits,
squealing,
she's spread eagle,
squealing, looking just doe-eyed out and saying
confused,
but then
literally Muppet arming.
But then she'll have some weird bouts of clarity or start singing and stuff, and I'm like, then I had to look up because it's like that's actually her.
Yep. And what you call it? Now the lady that was really like talking about I have to molest this woman is about to get her chance.
Yeah, and then but thankfully Melvin burst the.
No, I'll say this: he's very good at preventing his girl from getting grapes.
Other people know, but his girlfriend, he'll save her from assault. So he's just taking out these women. But yeah, she gets some licks in.
Which, by the way, isn't she blind?
Yeah, that's what I said when she threw the first punch. Isn't she blind and like a really bad blind where she's stumbling around?
Yeah.
But no, she knows to fight this one.
Yeah, she's like, I can feel where this woman is. And like, once again, and by the way, there's many times within the next movie especially, where she just doesn't act blind.
She doesn't act.
Like right now, she's doing wrestling moves on this lady.
She has her like about to like F5 her.
Yeah. Fiber.
And then she throws her. I think she hits her right in the.
Oh yeah, right in the gooch.
Right in the gooch.
He gets her right in the gooch,
And that's it.
But before they obviously have to wrestle, like sexy wrestle, kind of. Like the only thing that's missing from this scene is a bathtub full of Jello.
Yeah, that's what. Basically, I was like, is the mud going to be thrown on them at some point? Because I'm like, what is happening? This scene's going on way too long.
Yep.
But he doesn't kill any of them. They're just like, we'll get you next time.
Yeah, basically. And like, because at this point now, he's just like, oh, I'm going to clean the town back up now.
But then he's like, and then Apocalypse CEO guy had one more plan to strap this guy with a bunch of nitroglycerin and put him on a bike and have him crash into the church or something.
Which, by the way,
he's the Dark Rider or something. He says,
"Oh yeah, the Dark Rider."
And
but
we've never seen this character before, and it's so stupid the conclusion because we get this completely way too long scene of him hijacking or commandeering a taxi.
Yeah, well, because they have to have a car chase.
Oscar's offended by this scene because it's a Hispanic guy from the South Bronx. Yes, he's from South Bronx.
He's from the South Bronx, and he's going with this. By the way,
with this taxi just tells him, he's like, I better get paid for this because the fare's like going up like
a lot.
Hundreds.
Yeah, because also
at the end it's like $700.
And they have this weird thing where there's this old couple
in the back with him. He didn't tell him to get out. He's like, you gotta follow me too.
Yep. And
they're causing a butt. They actually run over.
They run over a cop.
They run over the cop. But he's
Jesus
fine.
Christ.
No, he's fine.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. He's fine.
He's okay.
See Jimmy's safety first.
Safety first. I just almost died.
And there's a whole scene.
This whole extended long. This is the climax. This is the end.
Oh yeah, this is the climax.
There's nothing else after this. So they're just chasing this guy on a motorcycle, and they go through the town. Vehicular accidents.
There's a
so
part,
much collateral damage.
There's a part where they go under a truck.
Go under a truck
and
bed
rips.
and just they should all be decapitated. Somehow they're all fine.
I thought it was going to be like that. Where like, what is with the old lady? I thought she died because her tongue is sticking out like that.
They should be dead. I thought they were gonna all be decapitated except for Toxic.
Yeah, and like here's the thing:
like,
the tech driver's not even pissed.
No, first he's like, "Oh my gosh, my car's like, don't worry, it's a convertible now." And then he's all fine. He's like, "Yeah, it's a convertible, cool,
custom convertible. This is sick."
I'm like, what?
Oh my god, the convertible.
But then even I think we both probably had the same reaction. Is the motorcycle guy kind of veers off to make them collide with another car, and they collide, and both cars explode into giant.
I'm like, wait, so is everyone dead?
Like a giant 50-foot fireball. The other driver didn't come out.
No one's surviving this.
Except I was like, maybe Toxie.
Yeah, Toxie maybe.
Everyone else should be dead. But
nope.
The other car, they're dead.
Oh, they're dead. Everyone in the other
car
is dead.
that car.
Oh, maybe because convertibles you can live through explosions.
The fire had ventilation.
Yep. Because number one, the driver's alive.
The driver's alive.
And he leaves. He's going, fuck this. I'm going back to the Bronx.
Back to the Bronx. And they're both alive. But thank goodness he left because the fare is $978.
Yep. And then and they do this joke with the old
even
people.
though only in one town, Heisel fare.
Yeah, where were they driving before this?
Did they come from a different state?
And it just, once again, it makes no fucking sense. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. Then they're like, "Oh, I love you, the happy anniversary," even though people are dead. But who cares? Then he finds an airboat just randomly in Jersey.
In Jersey, and
Yeah.
everyone and just goes on the street. This because it's
Yeah.
supposed to go on water,
Yeah.
not the street. He's driving
I don't
this
know
into the
how.
street, and
So he's about to crash, and then he scares him into crashing into a garage
instead of the
in
church.
and that blows up and probably killed more people.
And then bam,
and then it's like, oh, and the
that's
day
that.
was saved.
Yeah, literally, the problem is
The
over.
problem's over. He's dead, and I guess Apocalypse Inc. just gave up.
Yep.
Because that's like.
And then we
So
get
they
the
meet outside the
twist
church.
at the end of the movie.
Yeah, we meet outside the church, and then out of nowhere, this random dude's like, "Huh? What's happening here? What's going on in this place?
This fucking
I've
Monopoly
been
man,
gone for so long. Where am I?"
and the
then
weirdest fucking suit.
and then the mom's like, "Mac," and he's like, "Dad, I thought I killed you."
I thought I killed my dad, and it's like, so I forgot what happened because they're both called Big Mac.
They're both
By
called
the
Big
way,
Mac.
By the way, Lloyd Kaufman has to have been getting royalties from McDonald's somehow.
Some, like, toxic
Because they
McDonald's.
do put in McDonald's referencing in a lot of these movies, and that's definitely one of them.
But you know why there was a big mix-up? His Big Mac Japanese is Big Mac Bunko, not Big Mac Junko.
And then
A
even his
huge
dad's like,
mix-up.
we get mixed up all the time. That guy's an asshole.
Yeah, he's been stealing my identity for years.
Okay, he took
Ruining
his
my
visa.
credit and my Visa.
Which,
card.
by the way, why is a mob boss going
Yeah,
after petty?
like random New
identity
Jersey
theft.
dude? Yeah, how did that ever work out? And when they know, why is this guy living in Japan now?
And like now apparently the once again his
So
dad's
that's the end. Everyone's like, ah, ha, ha, and they all live happily ever after until part 3.
until part 3, which once again, I'm not. Do you want to do a rating for both at once, or do you want to do the rating for this one?
We did the first one already.
No, I mean for
These two.
Yeah, these two as
Oh.
one or as just
Let's do it
at
as
a time?
one.
Okay, we'll save the rating
But
because part 2.
Half rating right now is the dumpster fire.
Oh, right now it's a half dumpster. Because here's the thing:
Dumpster
they tone
fire.
it down, but it goes way
too
too long. There's so much padding with the Japan shit, and even like the hostile takeover scenes.
Yeah.
Not enough fucking gore, in my opinion. Not a lot of fights. You get the
There's
dumb fights, but
they're dumb enough. And we finally get some like weakness to him, and it leads nowhere. It's just like, fight sumo.
Sumo fucking fixed it.
Sumo therapy. I'm good.
And do they use it in the next movie, the anti-traumatons?
No.
They never bring it back, right?
No, you see what happens in this movie. It's what I say Mortal Kombat style.
Yeah, I mean, but either way, they never really bring back the anti-traumatons. And
They mentioned traumatons, but they never bring back trying to use anti-traumatons.
yeah, and it, once again, that just evolves
It's
into
like-
nothing.
Yeah.
And then now, now we get into Toxic Avenger Part 3, The Last Temptation.
Which is like a sequel, but because he's narrating, so he's already achieved his goal. They already spoiled the movie for you because he's narrating from the future about what happened to why he got to this point.
Yeah, they did that whole, I forget, there's an actual name for this trope. Where it starts at the end.
Yeah, it starts at the end because it's like, and this is how this happened.
I bet you're wondering how I got in this
bet you-
situation.
yeah.
That kind of thing.
That kind of thing.
And it's funny too because in this one, they were supposed to bring back the original actor that plays Melvin from the first one, but because of pay issues, they couldn't get him.
Guy.
Which, by the way, I'm like, really, dude? Like, how much did you get paid for the last one?
Exactly.
And I mean,
And how much do you think you were going to get paid?
And by
for
the
this
way,
one?
I don't think he did anything else. So, like, what other opportunities
What do
did you
you
have?
Like, how do you have? You're not really holding them over a barrel with your like. They'll get any guy to be Melvin.
And then also apparently the Last Temptation of Toxie is actually a spoof of the Last Temptation of Christ that Scorsese did. Because you see that there's a whole
this whole church theme.
there's a whole Faustian
theme of worship me. If you just
he
kneel
literally
down and
signs a
worship me.
contract at one point, but like
He's
it
that.
opens up with more Schumacher style villains at a video
Just
store.
At a video store.
Which, by the way, they have the movie of the Toxic
Yeah,
Avenger available.
They have Toxic Avenger 1
on there, but they're in a Toxic Avenger movie.
Yeah, you have to break he breaks the fourth wall like 8 times. He's like, Can't wait. He's like, we can't wait to finish this so we can get on to Toxic Avenger 3. He says that twice in the second one.
And then
so-
and of course the villains are doing what they do. They're just
This is what she came to the video store.
that's a
in.
literal
Didn't he?
bathing suit.
That's
That's
just
not clothes. That's a bathing suit. But what is with these villains and the
Half
face
Two-Face.
paint?
Yeah, the Two Faces.
The Two-Face. He looks like he looks like one of the bad guys from Superman 3 for the Kryptonian guys that come in. Except like, hey, we're also gonna make you like one of the Joker's henchmen too while we're at it.
Two-Face henchman. Half.
He looks like Zod. He looks like the 1980s Zod.
It's really bad.
And also, what is with these villains and monologuing?
Monologue.
You guys are minor gang villains. Just do what you came to do.
And just broad daylight.
Also,
like,
once again, broad daylight.
2:00 in the afternoon, just bust into this video store.
Yep. And they're shooting
And then
up
just
the place.
blasting random people.
And I love how also, I mean, granted, it could be a thing where you bring the tape up to the counter, they give you the tape, but they're all empty boxes on the shelves and shit. I mean, I remember going to the video store and they were in the fucking things.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. And they're blowing up the
tape.
tapes, by the way. And by the way, all those tapes are all trauma tapes.
Yeah.
All the advertised posters on the side, they're all trauma properties.
Productions.
And then Toxic
comes in. Only one person's dead though. Thanks, Toxic.
And this, you know what this reminds me of? Now
A little late to the party.
Yeah, well, we keep bringing up RoboCop. This reminds me of the RoboCop scene where he's in the convenience store.
Yeah. This is like Detroit City. It's just
Yep,
gang
Detroit.
violence at any time. No cops. Just
They're either all on strike or Nazis.
Yep.
One of the two.
And he's and once again he's fucking up
He's
these
just
guys.
ripping guys apart, messing with them, killing them in the dumbest, goofiest ways. I think he rewinds one guy's face in the
Oh yeah,
in the tape rewinder.
oh,
This chick that's what she. They didn't strip her or anything. That's what she came to the video
yep,
store.
and she's just bouncing because of course we have to have jiggling boobs.
So yeah,
He's just fucking up these
uppercuts
guys.
just messing them up.
Because here's the thing too. At this point, I'm like going through toxie fatigue, where I'm like, okay,
And
so
there's only 3 movies.
we're only 3 movies. Oh, when we get at least when we get to 4, I'm like a little re-energized by how over the top it gets. Because this one, once again, we're still in what I call the subdued toxie era right now. Because right now it's just he's beating up the villains. They go through some shit. Oh, this is actually one of the funnier
Somehow
kills.
that they have a camera.
This is what you're talking
inside
about, right? Yeah. Why do they have that? And it's like
It's inside.
it's inside the
You
VCR, so
play
you
it
can see
on the
how the
TV.
VCR works.
Yeah,
And you're right. He rewinds this guy's hand to
He
death.
lines this guy's hand off.
Which I'm like, also like, how did this didn't kill him, right? What ends up killing him?
Wait, I think this is what kills him.
Oh yeah, because when you rip a guy's arm off, he doesn't die immediately. But when you rewind his arm down to a nub, he dies.
Oh wait, no, this is not.
Oh wait, no.
He's not dead.
How does he go? All right, hold up, guys. I have to see how this guy goes.
No, he did die.
Oh, he just died.
Then they get the mopping.
Oh,
no, yeah,
no.
yeah. Then he gets the mop.
Yeah, he impales his head with the mop.
He
Oh,
pulls
and then he twists his head.
I thought
All
he
right.
did that. I thought he did that to the other guy. But he
All
did it to
right,
this
I'm
guy.
not gonna lie. That was actually a pretty
Not
dope
bad.
kill.
Yeah,
That was a
not
dope
bad.
kill. Redneck zombies, Jesus Christ! Once again, all Tromaville properties in this too. I think the only other Tromaville properties I've seen was what you call it? Some movie called Mike. You there?
Yo.
You remember that movie we watched with Kelly? Something The Geek.
Oh yeah.
I forgot what that movie was called. Something The Geek, but that was a Tromaville property.
It was like a name. It was like
Something like Larry the Geek or
Larry
something.
the Geek or something.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
the
maybe
other one I
look
also
it
saw,
up.
which I'm pretty sure was Tromaville, was Frankenhooker. Which weirdly enough seemed more like a real movie than any other Troma property. But yeah, no, they do this whole thing where, hey, this is how I got here. And I'm probably going to skip through a lot of this because this movie is almost like an entire movie of filler for the series. Because what his existential crisis in this is that one, he's trying he doesn't want to live off his girlfriend anymore because they explain why she's blind. Luther the Geek, that's what it is. Weird fucking movie. I'm pretty sure I actually enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it?
I think I actually thought that it was actually kind of funny. And then obviously Frankenhooker I actually kind of enjoyed just because once again, it felt like it was trying to be it felt more like a Full Moon Studios film. Actually, now I'm wondering. Now I'm wondering if it's a Full Moon Studios movie.
No, it's a trauma.
It's Trauma. Okay, it felt more like a Full Moon Studios film.
1989, though, same time as Full Moon's doing this.
Oh yeah, and I wonder if they actually thought each other as competition.
Yeah, should have combined. Should have worked together.
But
Combined
yeah,
forces.
like I said, the existential crisis going on in this movie is that Toxie needs money so he can give his girlfriend a better life because he's living off for welfare checks.
Yeah, because the school's blown up, and once again, he's wiped out all crime.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were paying him for that.
No, they were not.
But so why do you think he doesn't? They weren't paying you to fight crime. You just did it randomly.
I mean, they explained he can't help himself.
Yeah, but he's like, he saw like, now that I can't fight crime, I have nothing to do and I have no money. But it's like the school is blown up. You can easily get another job. Which he does, but he waits until after he sees a thing in the mail like, we can give you your eyes back. Just give him $300,000.
Oh yeah, it's like $357,000 exactly.
$7,000.
And they do make these stupid jokes throughout. Like, I tried getting a shot at the video store, and because for some reason, he can't turn off the melting thing now because every time he touches the tape, it melts. So he can't stay there. He worked for the IRS.
Yes, he's like, they actually worked for the most despicable evil. And I thought, oh, already? No, it's like the IRS.
And I'm like, don't you have to go to school for that? Don't we have to do background checks?
Just grab a hat, a suit, jacket, and a suitcase. And you're good.
And you go around asking for tax money. And then now
that's how you do it.
Yep.
That's what all the IRS does.
Oh God, in this part, and this is like once again, like here's the thing:
I'm glad you can still go to church after murdering someone.
So we get the fucking intro where he's fighting people. Fine, cool. Yeah. But the rest of this, it's just this weird psychological thing that he's going through.
Existential crisis.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care about this. This movie's too stupid and too low budget for me to like.
You guys done?
No.
Jesus.
I know
dude. We're on the third one. We're trying to speed through this third one right here.
Are you guys done? He's like, God.
No, this is gonna take a minute. So it's like, once again, it's too low budget and too stupid. Where it's like, you can't give me this like stuff where it should be real drama. Yeah. You know what I mean? When they do this whole thing where he dreams and has nightmares about,
and he sees his
former
original self, Melvin.
He sees Melvin in the tutu. I guess that's all he remembers himself as.
Yeah, he doesn't remember pre-Melvin before that, and it's a completely different actor, and he's twice as annoying. I hate this guy.
More nasally, more screechy,
and then basically just going, I need to find a job because that's the biggest thing in this movie. He needs a job.
I need money so I can finally get her to see.
And then once again, I mentioned this in 2. They literally reuse the Legion of Doom scene. Where they go over what they're doing for their evil plan. And here's the thing.
Same movie.
It is the same movie, but at the same time, it's like there's no explanation. Like, hey, and also remember in the second movie where these guys are talking. Let's recap and show you what they were talking. No, it just cuts to this like it's an actual part of this movie. And then they do this whole thing, and I think this time it changes to where now instead of saying, "Hey, we're gonna trick Toxie to going after his dad," we're going to give Toxie a job.
Yeah. Now they're going to employ him because if he worked for us, then he won't be against us. When they're playing, that's actually her playing the accordion.
Oh my God. That's so sad. That is so sad. So here's the thing. Like, now they do this weird Howard the Duck thing where he's about to end his life. and now he's like, all right, I shouldn't kill myself. I got to find a job. And he gets a letter in the mail from Apocalypse saying, hey, look, we can give you what you need. Here's
giving, that's our policy.
Yep. And which, by the way, didn't he fight this in the last movie?
He just stopped them from blowing up a church.
It's like he completely forgot that the last movie
more
happened.
Money than whatever did.
Which, by the way, so Lloyd Kaufman did both of these movies as one movie. How is this gonna make one movie? Like
this was like he had to splice. I think that's what the budget for this one is the like reshoots and cuts and stuff. And it doesn't make sense as one congruent movie because he would have just killed all of them or taken them out if this was one.
So then, because also I'm starting to think
nitroglycerin guy,
and which also
he
I'm
wouldn't
pretty
work
sure-
for them. That's
they reused that last scene. Oh no, because it's at the end of this one they get married. But like, it's
so what do you think the budget for this one is? 3. Now he's all confused.
What?
$1 million.
Ah, scary force. 500,000 went down.
How do you
It was
go
just
from
reshoots.
2.1 million
2.5 million.
to $500,000?
Because it's the same movie. The 500,000 just to reshoot and add in extra scenes.
Drink more.
That's what it was. That's what the 500,000 was. It's probably to pay the new Toxie guy that's not the original guy,
Yep.
and get Claire back and a few other people back for more scenes and shoot those.
Because I'm trying to go through this and see
And
if there's
then-
any significant scenes at this point. And there isn't, because now the whole thing is he has a job now. They gave him a job. He doesn't realize he's doing something bad by taking this
By
job.
taking this job from
Even though
literally evil people
evil
that he
people-
just fought.
And then not only that, you can clearly see when he's announcing that he's working for them, the entire town is against this.
Yeah,
So why is he like, what the fuck?
and he's acting like
And then,
typical New York
like a New York yuppie.
yuppie.
And like saying like, let's do brunch. I have to have an egg with my boss.
Yeah.
By the way, I've never heard anyone say I'm going out with an egg with my friend. What the fuck does that mean?
That's what she said.
What the fuck does that mean? She's like, Carl,
I
if
don't
you
know
asked
what
me to
you're
go
talking
for an
about.
egg, I'd slap the shit out of you.
I'm going for an egg, Oscar.
You want to go for an egg, man? Fuck. And not only this, too, they actually established that she gets the surgery.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll give this movie that once again, this is a down ass bitch.
She does not bolt when she actually sees Toxie.
The joke that they have going is that she sees the doctor first.
Yeah.
And you would think she's going to go, oh, Toxie, you're gorgeous. And he's like, I'm not him.
Yeah.
That's him. And then she freaks out. But no, she freaks out at the normal looking doctor. And then when she sees Toxie, she's all into it. And like to the point where they do another lovemaking scene, another sex scene, except this time she's like, I want to see everything. Leave the lights on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's like, I'm glad I got to see everything.
Yep. And then now there's this whole thing where now Toxie is kind of conflicted with what's happening because she sees how he's changing,
He says that it's changing.
how
It's
it's
becoming this yuppie guy who's neglecting his
his wife,
fiance.
the
I
town.
don't think they're married. They get married.
No, I guess that it's a fiance at this point.
Fiance.
And
Yeah,
once
it's her fiance. So he's tearing down all the apocalypse. Like he has his existential dream of just like flashback and hard cuts to everything else.
Yep.
And becoming.
and now he's like, all right, now I have to
Now
go
I
back
have
to being
go back
toxic.
to being toxic, the toxic Avenger. So I'm tearing down all their signs, throwing out all their chemical waste, and I'm finally gonna
Oh
confront.
my god! And now we get to the third act.
This is the third act.
This is the third act. By the way,
I wanted this earlier than this.
because here's the thing, man. This whole movie is filler. Like,
Yeah.
and
This
movie-
up until this part.
does not need to be this long. Like, so now they do this thing where he finds out that the evil corporate boss
Evil
is
corporate boss.
legitimately the devil.
Like this was like I was like he has to be the devil or he's a Naga from Mortal Kombat,
Yeah.
that Dragon God or something, because he just like that's it. I'm going into demon mode, and you think it's something toxic, but we never see him interact with anything toxic.
No.
So, but it looks like that because he falls over and starts writhing green ooze, and he rips his own self out of his body.
Yep. As a Gwar person,
Yeah.
he looks like he plays in Gwar.
And then he becomes this green devil, wings and all, who has the power to break the fourth wall and reality and do whatever he wants. Because he's like, we're going to play this like a video game, Toxie. We're going to get through 5 levels. Was it Earth,
Oh, it's like Earth, Wind, Fire,
Water,
and he's like,
you won't make it to the
to the last one, which obviously he does. But it's like, I'm sorry, like it's dumb as fuck.
And it's just dumb stuff where it's like Earth, and then he puts a Toxie in a hole.
In the ground.
And then has a weed whacker like buzzsaw.
Brother, have you ever seen a lawnmower look like that?
No.
Where it's one giant
One giant
buzzsaw
buzzsaw.
that fucking cuts through the grass?
And it's like coming towards him. He's like, oh god, no. And he's like, oh. And he just, but it's toxic, so he has super strength, so he bites the buzzsaw and he passes that trial. He's like, fine. The next one, fire. But it's like we already know Toxie's fireproof for the most part. He's come out of an exploded car.
Yeah, like you're the devil too. Don't you know this? Like
you're the one who's been fighting him.
you literally saw him in the last movie get blown up.
Yeah, he's like no. So he sets him on fire, but he doesn't just like wait for the fire to go out. Toxie has a new power of super stream P. That he
Oh
kills the
yeah!
fire.
Oh my god! Oh, and then was it for water? They have like a renegade bus.
Yes.
And they drive it through like a mudding area, and I forget how they have the water try and kill him.
He's supposed to, the bus supposed to like put him into the water and drown him.
Oh,
And
okay.
he flips over and like Toxie, you made it. It's like, yeah, I learned it from my sumo.
Oh yeah, because Sumo saves him
Sumo saves the day all the time.
all the time. And then for Wind, by the way, I find it funny that like they do a lot of this shooting technique where they do the reverse. Where,
they threw a dummy off of the cliff first. I had to.
Yeah,
and
then they rewind it, and then you just see like
he just
shows up there. And same thing with the bus, which I'm surprised they were able to do that with the bus.
Who drew? Like someone had to drive the bus and just jump out. I guess.
Or maybe it was a miniature. I don't know. It might have been a miniature.
Might have been a miniature. I think he used the real. And look, this is brilliant. It's like, how much is this going to cost us? 200,000.
200. But that was half the budget, just that one thing. And so for Wind, apparently, he has the bus blown up the hill so that it could just crash back down with children and shit.
But he's like, he has to pull all the children out before the bus crashes down.
Yep, and
he's taking a sweet time.
Which, by the way, first he tries to lift the bus, and then he's like,
I'm not Superman. I can't do that.
And I'm like, bro, go for a door, and he does. He actually does. He goes, gets a door. He gets the kids out
one by one,
very slow. And then remember, time moves different. You'll see in the fourth movie that time moves different. And what you call it? And then now we get to the fifth one, which is what was it?
No, mine is a terrible thing to waste. Like, I think it's mine.
And he's going to blow your mind or something.
And I'm going to blow your mind.
Which I don't get.
I thought it was supposed to be a dream sequence, but
no,
this actually happens.
It actually happens. And not only that, it's like, so wait, how is he blowing his mind by melting him?
He melts him.
He melts him.
He melts him. He starts pustule breaking, then his face starts melting until you see skull and eyeballs, and that's it. He falls to the ground, and oh no! But then he reconstitute him, but not as Toxie anymore.
No, he's back to
being
Melvin. And so God, the worst version of Melvin. I fucking hate this guy.
He's 10 times worse than the Melvin
from the first movie.
Just like he's more whiny. He's more just out of it. Like even with Claire there, he's just acting like a complete ignoramus, just running around.
And then once again, they go back to the theme of the town getting behind him and like, look, we want you the fuck out of here.
Like, he's like, you want this wimp? He's like, well, we don't want you.
Get the fuck out. We'd rather take this little sissy boy over here than that.
Then it's like Michael Jai White's on their side, or he just doesn't care.
Michael Jai White's just doing him. Just let him be him. He's about to be Spawn, man.
So yeah, Claire has a billion plans. Like, I need to get the contract. I need to actually read it. But she's blind again. He blinds her again.
Oh yeah, he re-blinds her. Which also, by the way, so this is how he's saved by an escape clause in the contract, where like, if what was it, like a miracle of God,
an act of God,
can break the clause, and then which means that the devil has to leave, and I guess Toxie can go back to the way he was.
Which is, he's like, yeah, seriously, an act of God, when's that gonna happen?
And guess what? A beam of light comes down, and a messenger comes in with, like, I guess the message of God. Like some random FedEx guy just comes in and gives it to him.
He's a reoccurring character, but he shows up like message for Toxie, and he's like, oh no, and just like what happened to this.
And now they have this Nightmare Before Christmas Oogie Boogie moment, where literally Toxie rips off the devil's skin when he goes back to being Toxie.
Literally, God rays come down on all of them. He's like, no, and then it starts raining, and then that turns Melvin back into Toxie. And then Toxie rips him apart because now he's completely defenseless, I guess, or something.
I guess because the
So
devil
he rips him
ain't shit in
apart,
Jersey.
and everyone's kind of grossed up. But they're like, yeah, Toxie. But then they see him, like Oscar said, Jeepers Creepers, like just like Oogie Boogie, just snakes and bugs and mice crawling over this poor actor.
Which, by the
How
way,
many
look,
takes do they need
so
for that?
all these people are behind him. They know what Toxie does, and yet when he rips the devil's
They're
head off,
disgusted.
everyone is disgusted,
and then half cheering.
And then immediately after, they all start cheering. And then at this point, the movie ends with
no. He finishes him off by decapitating him again. Everyone gets a half kick and launches his head. But where does it go, Oscar? When he launches his head,
where does it go? I already forgot.
To Japan. He launches his head to Japan to meet our old favorite reporter guy.
Oh, the molester reporter?
Yeah, who's molesting some bald guy, and he's like, use this new like.
Oh, the hair serum joke.
And then it falls on his head. He's like,
and then the reporter's like, "Oh, this is awesome! It actually works."
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
And that's the end of 3.
And also,
they get
married, and it's a happily ever after. And which I'm like, okay, at least it ends on a bit of a high note.
That better not be on the wheel, Nuke Mine.
Anyways, let's go to part 4.
God.
So now here's the thing. Now the timeline gets muddled.
They said Stan Lee tells you. Spoilers, everyone. The narrator for this one is Stan Lee. Yes, that's Stan Lee.
Stan Lee.
He's
credited in here actually as Spider-Man's alter ego, not Stan Lee. Because I feel like they're like, do not put his name here. He'll do this, but don't put his name on here. Because he can deny that it's him.
He probably didn't know what he was signing up for.
No, he absolutely did not know.
Yeah, his PR team was like...
One other cameo they were supposed to have in this was Hugh Hefner.
As the president, yeah.
Yeah, they're supposed to have him on there, but... and he did it, but then his PR team basically said, "Look, you didn't tell him what this movie was, and obviously his scene must have been super tame.
Yeah.
So like he didn't know what he was doing.
Else.
You are not allowed to use this. If you use this fucking footage, we will sue the shit out of you." And even at the end of the credits, there's a part where it says like for thank you, and it says, "But no thanks to Hugh Hefner."
Yeah, that's when I have to look up who was in this movie.
Yeah, there's a couple cameos in here.
We'll get to
so we open up to Tromaville.
You have to do this movie. I can't even do this movie.
Okay, I know. This is because we both saw this today, and we were just like, how are we gonna review this?
I told him I couldn't put this movie on. Like you have to
in
watch
public.
This,
you can't.
You have to watch this alone in shame in the dark.
Oh my god. So it's like
it'd be better to catch someone watching porn than this movie.
It's fucked up because look, you could maybe excuse the 1984 version where it was a different time and place.
Yeah.
This is done in 2000, right? In 2000, 100%.
Are we in 7th grade, 6th grade?
No, like 7th, 6th grade.
This is not going over anyone.
No, this is way over the top and extreme. Even for 2000, this was way over the top and extreme. It opens up in Tromaville in I'm going to try and use all the PC terms.
Let's just say Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, let's call it that. Well, they call it
you have to say
I can say that. Take a Mexican to lunch day. And it's just people it's Cinco de Mayo. They're just eating tacos and being stereotypically offensively
way possible.
Yes.
Eat a taco.
Well, also because they opened this up at I'm going to say it this way, a special education school for the gifted.
The school for the gifted. We'll say that.
Yeah, because everyone here is mentally handicapped.
Mentally different.
And I'll say it like this too, because I'm just going to be quoting Robert Downey Jr. at this point. Everyone here goes full retard. Straight up. That is
everyone.
That is a Robert Downey Jr. quote.
Right.
They go full retard in this. And
try not to use
there's no subtlety
words.
in this. Subtlety is not a thing they use in this. But they open up with, once again, hey, guess what? Another gang comes in. The diaper
mafia just busts into this random school and starts killing and essay.
They do. They actually do essay these people, like in the stupidest way possible.
For like a good 20 minutes, that one kid with the two chicks is just being assaulted.
Yes, and it's just like, oh, but then I also get introduced. I do get introduced to my favorite character of the entire series, Tito. We'll get into Tito in a little bit. But here's the thing. So, and we also get into these two news reporters, where like
these guys.
I'm pretty sure they ad-libbed all of this shit.
Probably.
I feel like they ad-libbed all of this. And by the way, already we're hearing derogatory term, like the derogatory term I used before,
like
for
2
special.
minutes into their thing, he says the N word.
He for no reason. There's no reason for him to say it in context, or he just says it.
And they're both white guys.
And they're both white guys. And not only that, like I said, you hear the R word, like I just said before, at least
50 times.
50 times in 5 minutes. And all these heinous things are happening right now with these special ed people, where this gang is in there because they're trying to make a point about something.
Make a point, or because they want the bikini reporter to come because she's the most viewed person in the world.
In the world, this bikini, I forgot, like Real Bikini News or some shit.
News, yeah.
And not only that, we also get, when you see the crowd that's outside of the special education school, because obviously a crowd forms outside of a hostage situation.
Yes, and the cops let it happen.
And the cops let it happen. There's film crews everywhere.
Behind the tape.
And then, and also, this is where you get the slew of cameos in this. Besides the news reporters that are actually comedians that I think got canceled later on, the twins. And then you see in the crowd, Lemmy from Motorhead, R.I.P. I'm so sorry that you did this movie. And then Eli Roth is randomly in the fucking crowd.
Randomly in the crowd. You didn't tell them who the mayor of Traumaville is now that replaced the older mayor.
Which also did not age well.
Ron Jeremy.
Thank you. I for some reason I was blanking on the name, but porn star Ron Jeremy. Yes, that Ron Jeremy that got arrested for sexual assault like 2 years ago.
And his sidekick is like a porn producer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
I didn't know that yet when I was just looking at research.
And then like what you call, and he plays the mayor here. Yeah. And then now
Mayor Ron Jeremy. Oh.
And now they do this whole thing where apparently it wasn't the Real Bikini News that came in. And this is a power. This is a power that I didn't know that Toxie had. He can apparently transmortify himself.
He can chameleon shapeshift into whoever, I guess.
And then he dismisses his disguise. And by the way, the cameraman, his fat cameraman, is not the cameraman,
but his sidekick. Oscar, what's his sidekick's name?
Lardass.
Oh
this is his.
Where did he go?
Wait, and what's his power? He's fat.
He's fat.
He's fat and gross.
Yes, fat and gross, and has a bunch of food on him at all times.
Which, by the way, in this movie right now, he's supposed to be saving these hostages,
yes.
But the guy has
them as meat shield.
Yeah, but the lead diaper mafia guy, he has a Rambo-style machine gun that he's trying to unload on Toxie. But Toxie's hiding behind the hostages. And all of these special ed people are just getting murdered.
Yeah, because he, instead of doing like jumping him or throwing something at him to make him start shooting, he runs behind the students and lets them all get individually gunned down until they're all dead.
Which, by the way, at this point, you're seeing a ton of, because he's fighting off all of the side villains too. He kills them all in gruesome ways.
He rips them apart, rips their guts out.
And
they're crapping and peeing themselves.
I was about to say, it's like Lloyd Kaufman when, you know what we didn't have a lot of?
Humor,
we didn't have enough shit and piss jokes.
Yeah,
so let's just throw it.
That in.
And like, not even kidding, like graphic, like diarrhea chunks.
And like just not even just like liquid. You see like chunks, and he shoves it in their mouths.
Yep. And it's fucking gross, man.
Disgusting.
And
this is how we start the movie. We're not even half an hour in.
Nope. And here we go. This is where time definitely moves different in Tromaville.
Lloyd and who's writer for this one?
I don't remember the writer. I know Lloyd directed this. I don't know. I don't think he actually wrote this one.
No.
Because this was considered an independent film because they say in the beginning of this movie, hey, This is the real sequel to 1.
Yeah.
We're
the
sorry
other two.
about the other 2.
We're sorry about the other 2. Like this one was gonna.
This is
make up for it.
this is the one that's gonna bring us back to basics. And so
Trent Hager.
okay, and
A bunch of other people actually.
and so now
half written by Lloyd.
so what's happening now is like so now the evil guy, the diaper mafia guy, say, hey, I have a bomb, and if I die, it's gonna go off.
Oh yeah, he saw Spawn.
Oh yes, he saw
He saw
Spawn.
Spawn. And he's like, you know what? We can do that.
Like we can't get Michael Jai White back, but we can rip off his movie.
Exactly.
And what you oh my god and so once the guy dies, a bomb timer goes up for 5 seconds.
5 seconds, not minutes. It should be not
What?
even 5 minutes would even be not enough. But 5 seconds is 5 seconds.
And I get it. This is supposed to be a joke,
but it goes
but
way
it's
too
a
long.
stupid
It's
fucking
stupid.
joke.
It's stupid and it goes way too long.
And the more it goes, the less sense it makes.
Because you've killed the joke at that point.
Yes, thank you. That's kind of what the reason. So like what happens is the bomb is about to go off, and then Toxie gets an alarm.
And he's like, oh, I have to impregnate my wife.
Yeah, because he
through this scene. So he literally runs out of the school, runs back to his trailer in the dump.
Yep, to Claire.
And
Because she's ovulating. That's what they're getting at. And
they literally just do it, and they show us
everything. It's a full sex scene, which, by the way, you would think they would do something where like the footage would be sped up as you see like the clock counting down with the other thing.
To make it an actual, they just do it real time. You kind of forget there's a clock.
Yes, you forget there's a bomb because now they dive into the story.
Into a scene where it's just like she's acting like, no, and he's not urgent. It could even if he didn't speed up, he'd be like, okay, come on, Claire, hurry up. Like, and
no,
they're just talking.
They're just talking, and they're like, okay,
he's like, I just can't leave him there. There's a bomb that's gonna blow off within seconds.
I love how they have this conversation where she's like, why can't you let Lardass do all the work?
Why can't you let him do it? He's like, no, I can't leave.
I can't. Oh my god. We can't.
Literally, he's just being assaulted.
This guy's being assaulted the whole time, and then
this is what kind of cracked me up because it's like, okay, we gotta get you kids out of here. Oh wait, no, you're dead. Oh, you're dead.
The bomb's about to go off.
The bomb's about to go off.
Which, by the way, at this point doesn't matter because everyone's already dead.
Everyone's already dead. The only other person he left was the kid being assaulted on the desk.
And they kind of accept their fate because, and also it doesn't seem like the kid's that upset because afterwards they're both smoking cigarettes together, like they both enjoyed it. And then so Lardass is like, listen, you guys need time to get out of here.
I'll take care of the bomb, and he's like, don't do it. And he eats it. It's like even your iron stomach can take that. So first, of course, it's fart jokes. He farts a bunch.
I thought he was gonna live.
Yeah, I thought he was just gonna fart it out and be like, I'm okay.
Yeah, but I guess
no. Then it's because we forget it's Lloyd, so it has to be a huge fireball explosion that blows up the
I think
facility, the whole another school gone.
By the way, was that whole school mentally handicapped people? Because that's a lot of mentally handicapped people. There's apparently a lot of blind and mentally handicapped people here. And so because of this explosion,
he's ripped a hole in time and space. That explosion, who gave him that bomb again? The Nazi.
Oh yeah, the Nazi. What you call? Because by the way,
cigar face Nazi police
back. He's not cigar face anymore. He's just black Nazi now. He's a black Nazi guy.
You gave him a dimensional bomb.
Yes. For some reason, it ripped a hole in space time, and now the plot. Because I'm not gonna lie, I actually got confused by this.
I did too.
Because I'm like, because I thought maybe. Because here's what I thought. So when he gets out of there,
I thought they thought he made the bomb.
Because he failed, everyone kind of turned against him.
Yeah.
But after that, no, everyone's really going after him. And also, by the way, the two handicapped people he saved just kind of go off and do their own thing.
Because he's screw off.
And this is also where what's your call? Because I didn't even mention this before, but yes, I get introduced to my favorite character, Tito,
this guy.
Oh, you mean Sergeant Kabuki NYPD?
Sergeant Kabuki man NYPD.
But this is the evil Kabuki man.
Evil Kabuki man.
Because the other one, I didn't mention this before, but he's just drunk outside, not helping.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure they allude that he sexually assaults a reporter.
Yeah, he grabs her and pulls her back
into the dumpster.
How many times do we have to say
Oh my god. And then once again, I want to go back to Tito, who is a mentally handicapped guy, but he he does the right thing and doesn't go full into it. He
kinda
reminds me
with
of
it, but he keeps saying the R word though. And
well, yeah, but that's a staple in this movie, all right? They've said it more times in any movie that I've ever seen in any movie. But Tito, Toxie finds him and saves him because he's shooting up in a closet.
yes. Oh.
And he's
what
like,
are you doing, killing yourself? He's like,
I
You
am
don't
doing
get
what the
it.
other cool
Yeah.
kids are doing, and
He's
I am
like-
doping up. I'm
he's
trying
like-
not to do the voice right now because I don't want to be that offensive.
offensive.
But
No,
here's the
I
thing:
was like,
he does the right thing, and he doesn't go full
Yeah.
handicapped. He pulls it back to
He's
where
kinda
he's kind
just
of
more-
intelligent.
just
If
a
you've ever
whole
seen-
team
If you've
that
ever seen
is-
Jimmy, Timmy's rival
Yeah.
in South Park,
yeah,
he's like
he kind
that.
of just has this kind of stutter and kind of does the hand thing. I'm not even
The
gonna do it.
autistic hand
Yeah.
thing, or
But-
the Hollywood
Yeah, but he's
autistic
kind of
hand
more,
thing.
but he doesn't act stupid. He just acts like a belligerent teen that doesn't
Want to listen, and he wants to do his own, and he just wants to do bad things. He's
He
like
wants to
that
do
kid from
bad.
Milton.
Yeah.
That like I want to do hood
He
rat
wants
things.
to
with
do
my hood rat
bad, but
friends.
until he feels like it's way over his head, then he kind of comes to his senses a little bit.
And then what you call it? And so you find out also because Toxie in the other dimension is getting harassed. Then now
Noxie.
Noxie. Now Noxie, the evil, because I thought I guess maybe it's supposed to be like Nega Toxie or
Yeah.
something, but he's the evil version, and he gets blasted into the toxic Avengers
Yes.
universe,
So he's in, I guess, what we'd say our world,
I guess, and
because the other world's just pure evil.
then he comes out the gate just like he kills the police chief.
He rips his arms off. Mortal Kombat, so
Yep.
Goro style, rips your arms off, and then just starts tearing through the crowd, just ripping
Just annihilating
big
people.
tongues off, throats out.
By the way, in this movie, I will say this as fucking disgusting and offensive. Oh my
Yeah,
god, the
I
shit joke, piss jokes, man.
They
They can't help themselves. And like, because they run over this lady.
Evil Kabuki man runs over this lady.
Pretty
shows
much-
you everything.
Yeah, pretty much the same way they killed the kid in the first movie.
Yes, that's a throwback to that. And then out of nowhere, a car comes out from the side, and they clip it and flip like 50 feet in the air.
Flip it
And he says, like, if a car flips 50 feet in the air, we got to get out of here. It's going to explode.
And by the way, he has enough time
Enough
to,
time to
to
open the door.
explain that.
To explain
and then
that,
run out.
Open the door, run out. And then it explodes into a giant fire.
Yep,
This
explosion.
is where all the budget goes to.
pretty much is the explosions and a lot of the effects. So they kind of they jack up the effects in this by a lot. And I don't know if you noticed this, dude, but like in a lot of scenes like this one, it almost there's these lines that you can see,
Yeah.
like it don't like TV lines.
Again, for two of these movies, or like three of them, or like 2.5, I thought my TV was messing up.
Yeah, and so like
Yes.
there's scenes where it almost looks like they filmed a TV playing
Yeah.
the footage.
I thought it was like CRTV, where it was like there's some static interference. I was
No,
like,
as
that
some
shouldn't be on a hard
Yeah,
TV.
yeah, that's the thing. It looks like when I take videos of movies I'm watching to post online, and you see the lines.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
what you see. It's like I
And you
said.
also see you'll see the film reel bubbles come up sometimes too.
Oh yeah, the burn marks.
Burn marks.
Yeah, and
No one.
no,
fixed
I
this,
don't
digitized this.
understand.
No, they didn't digitize it. They just slapped it.
Yep. And then so now that things are happening, Toxie's with evil Kabuki dude. Noxie is fucking up Tromaville, or starts to fuck it up. Now we get an exposition dump
Yes.
by
random, not
it's a Stephen Hawking.
not. I was gonna say not Stephen Hawking.
And you know who plays him? That is actually a young James Gunn.
Yeah, that's what. No, I was like, I wanted you to say it.
Yeah, it's James Gunn. Where I'm like the guy that is now in charge.
The guy in
of
charge
the
of
DCU.
universe. He was in Toxic.
He was in Toxie 4, and he also, I think I discussed this in the Gooned Nerds review of Slither, where he did start off in Tromaville, and I think he did a lot of production for all the movies up until he decided to leave.
Wow.
And
Where did all those people come from? Trauma.
but here's the thing: he's one of the ones that made. Actually, you know who else started in Troma with him as his wife at the time? Pam from The Office.
Yeah, Jenna Fish.
Yes, she started in Troma doing production with James Gunn.
Please don't tell me she was in the movie.
I check. She's probably an extra, but yeah, no, but they divorced and stuff. But like they, but now,
that's crazy.
and now he's in charge of DC. And if you look at like movies he did, even when you look at Peacemaker and things like that, you can see a lot of that Tromaville dark humor in there.
Yes, dark humor, but it's not like
He made.
cringe,
Here's the thing. He
cringe.
found a way to make that dark humor commercially viable. Because this is not mainstream. No one was watching it. This
grade X-rated.
this went straight to video.
Yeah.
Unless, wait, is there a box office for this?
No.
Okay, I'm about to say this went straight to video because after the failure of the sequels, anyways, because now, once again, he does the exposition of it explaining that Toxie and Noxie switch universes, and of course, we're back to Tromaville standards where tons of random topless women are grinding up on Toxie, trying to get money from him because in this one, everyone thinks he's a crime lord.
Yeah, they think he's a crime lord, or like his base operation is like a plastic surgery.
Yep, and in the other worlds, most people still know him as a hero.
But they're kind of fearing him as he killed, like as they claim, because they keep doing a body count with the
yeah.
of the population. He killed like 3,000 people.
Yeah, he killed a ton of people. And then he finally teams up with Black Hitler, Cigar Face.
Black Hitler, Cigar Face, because he's like, oh, you're cooler than old Toxie. He's like, I thought you were just a loser, goody two shoes, but you're actually down to clown. Well, let's team up. And he's like, okay.
Oh, and then let's get into the egregious humor they have where Tito tries selling the handicap girl
He sells her for drugs.
for a crack rock.
Yeah,
And
he's like, how can? But he's like, I can't take this. There's no pipe.
You said I would get a stem and a rock, and I'm like, bro. And not only that, and he's a piece of trash.
I hope they're supposed to be 18 at least. I hope.
I don't know. They never mentioned their ages, but remember that did look like a high school that they were in.
I have hope.
But also, I mean, at least the actors
could say they're like, it's Noxie. What do you want to beat up this guy? You want to
help
rape or
essay this woman, and they know that she's mentally handicapped too.
He's like, wait, because he remembers they look from they're the counterparts of the diaper gang.
Oh yeah, that's right. Now they're like
kill you.
They're like the weird pierced nipple gang or something.
That's what they are in this universe.
Like a weird pierced nipple gang.
Didn't I kill you? Didn't I suffocate you? Didn't I rip your own head through your butt? And he's like, what are you talking about?
Didn't I see you guys shit yourselves? But yeah, he's pretty much like scaring these guys off by fucking up the leader.
He rips the leader's tongue out. This is the dark universe.
Oh yeah, and they're all confused because he's supposed to be a bad guy in this.
Yeah, and they're like, what's happening? And he pulls out his trademark mop. And
then after that he goes back to what he assumes is supposed to be his home.
Yeah, and he's like, where's my? Because what's her name? Sweetie Pie or whatever her name is.
The handicap girl.
He's like, my home's gone. And he's like, what are you talking about? It can't be gone. It's like, but they don't know they're in a different universe.
Yeah, at this point they don't know yet.
Like, we got to go back to my dump home then. Where's my trailer? It's gone.
Everything is gone. And and so now they're there. He doesn't know what to do. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna go try and find Claire. And then obviously they do a horrible joke where
Tito just wants to.
I love Tito because I don't love Tito because he's a jerk. But ironically, I like Tito because he goes, it's like, yes, I'm thirsty. Do you have any booze or whiskey? And I'm like, come on, dude. You got to try to act it because he's also wearing a leather jacket that says "R word rebel."
Yes.
And I'm just like, oh my god, and when I see that, all I can think of is Pee Wee Herman. Because he literally almost has a monologue like that where he's like, I'm just a bad guy. Like, I'm just a bad boy. I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck?
Kind of sort of has a conscience when she's like crying for him to not leave her alone.
He does have a mild arc in this where he turns from like bad to good.
Yeah, where at least he won't go completely insane.
Yes. and it's just like, oh man. And then now we're getting into the whole story where
the town hates Toxie.
Yep.
They call for the mayor to execute him, basically.
And they're like, no, we want to bring him in alive.
The mayor's like, we want to bring him in alive.
And then we get introduced to the other trauma heroes.
In order to do that, we're going to bring the other trauma
heroes. This is their end game, Carl. This is their Avengers end game here.
What happened to this poor soul that he fused to become a dolphin?
They don't explain that because you also see there's a weird half llama person.
Oh, that one chick is,
It's a llama person. Yeah. By the way, doesn't play a significant role. She's just there.
She's there. In the background.
And then fucking Lemmy, man, why are you in this? And then there's a cowboy, literally a cow
shooting shooting his udders, even though he's a dude.
Lemmy literally does
what I do.
What we both did during this movie. Just
Face bomb.
like literally, he goes, Jesus Christ! Like that is a cow that walks upright.
Yeah, that's what he said, and then he says, "Well, it's like introducing Mad Cow." And he shoots his udder junk.
His utter junk. It's really it's not as bad as the next guy that comes.
Oh my gosh. I can't even, like, how does everyone just be like at that point? I'm done. I'm off this set.
This man willingly played this.
Because he doesn't say it right. He's like, Bader fused with some other
John
guy.
or something.
John Bader fused with some other master. And now he's Master Bader.
And his power is literally jacking off in your face and spewing jizz at you.
I'm putting my head in my hands.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no ambiguity there.
No, it's just straight up,
jizzing in people's faces. And then obviously we get reintroduced to Sergeant
Kabuki Man.
Sergeant Kabuki, yes,
who shows up, but he's like,
he's an alcoholic.
Drunk. He doesn't know. He's falling asleep at the podium like he has no idea.
No. Oh, and then we get to one of the other egregious scenes in this.
Oh,
because we go back to Toxic.
We haven't hit every horrible.
No, we haven't. Because I'm telling you right now, it's almost like Lloyd Kaufman said, every 20 seconds, someone should be offended.
Someone should be offended or just cringed or just embarrassed completely. So as soon as we get back to Toxie in the Nega universe, the evil universe,
and he gets like a clue about where he's supposed to go.
And then he sees a truck bed, a pickup truck, dragging a guy along with it, being like quartered on a rope, and it's a hate crime. It's
an African American dude.
Hillbillies dragging him like he's getting his body parts ripped apart.
It's literally a hate crime that we're watching right now. Gruesome.
He gets ripped all the way down just to his head. He's just a head, but he's still alive because that's how we function.
Hey, you know what's funny? I actually read. So this guy, the redneck
one,
he gets pulled out of the car by Toxie and fucked up.
Yeah.
He played the original body for Toxic Avenger. And now because Toxie put him in, oh my god, because Toxie takes him, shoves him in the
engine to burn his face,
and he burns his face, puffs up his lips, somehow perms his hair
to give him. He's black. He's in blackface.
He is literally in blackface.
The dead black guy's not dead. He's just a head.
He's just a head that can talk and still can function.
Yes.
He literally says, "Help me get my body back."
Let me get my body. Like, so what do we do about
decapitations?
I know we can deal with this mother, and he takes him to a Klan rally. Who they don't know it's him because he has blackface, and they start to hang him.
They proceed to lynch the man. So we're actually watching a not hate crime happen, but it's a hate crime because they think he's black. Which also, by the way, why didn't Toxie kill all of these men? Because isn't he supposed to be programmed to kill them?
Because he's like, I'll let them kill their own.
Okay, so he can pick and choose. All right, that's cool.
I'll pick and choose.
So now he finds the place he's supposed to go, taking his new friend Pompey, the headless black guy, or the bodiless black guy, I should say, the bodiless black guy.
Bodiless black guy.
And
makes him into plastique,
which is, I guess, the other Toxie's like business area or something, and
it's like his front.
Which I don't understand what modifications are doing because some guy's getting his face filleted
without any anesthesia or anything. No, on a table
and
getting his face, and I think that's a transgender person.
There's some. It's just. I'm sorry. It's just this. It's just a fucking chop shop. It looks like for meat, and
that's what it is at the back.
And then and then
whatever the body parts they remove, they just put it in the meat.
By the way, so I like hot dogs. Costco dogs are my favorite.
I'm not eating hot dogs for a long time.
Apparently, so what this place does is takes all the discarded body parts and meals it into hot dogs. Yes. It's also a hot dog factory.
Because they like, oh, hot dogs, and they open it.
Yeah, because they're hungry still or something. And the handicapped kids.
Black guys in there and a bunch of other hands and organs.
Yeah, because which I don't get. I guess they didn't want to use those for the hot dogs. Oh no, they go
They're
because
going
the
because
cowboy,
the
evil cowboy
evil
is taking
cowboy,
buckets to make
yeah,
hot dogs.
To make hot dogs.
And then now we get into probably another fight. Yeah, it's another fight scene where oh no. Okay,
No,
so
this is where he meets the alternate version of his large sidekick. Guess what his name is?
it's not lard ass again, is
No,
it?
it's right there on the side.
My name's not.
You
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. It's not lard ass anymore, but it is something that shows what his occupation is in this world. Because in this one, lard ass is not his psychic. He is a particle physicist.
Who's now homeless and his wife is gone and he's just
And his wife in this universe is Claire, the nega
yes.
Claire. And what you call it, this guy, he's turning tricks. I guess is the best way to put it.
For anything actually.
Yep.
Not even for just drugs.
And also, by the way, he in this universe, Noxie pretty much takes his wife and like abuses her and sexually assaults her. And basically, she's the sex slave for his gang or whatever. And you would think that this guy would have more like fuck you for doing that to me. No, he's literally he's exposition dumping.
Just like
on him.
because he thinks he's Noxie and he's just talking to him like depressed, not like give me back my life.
And he's totally like hey,
and
you better
offers like, hey, I'll turn tricks for you if
you give me money or a pie.
Yeah, or a pie.
And so and then we get to this other part, which is also just as agrees, where Noxie finds the good Claire of this universe.
Because this is straight up pornography.
This starts up as a straight up lesbian threesome porn.
Because she's blind and he's like, oh, don't worry, this will help. And he has this random chick he met on the street that loves Toxie, but is down to
until the actual sex has to happen.
Actually sees his member.
Yeah, and obviously it's supposed to be. I assume they made it seem. You find out later why.
We'll find out,
but it looks like it's huge, whatever. And then he basically sexually assaults Toxie's girlfriend.
Yeah. And
not only that, impregnates her.
Yes. At the same time as Toxie had impregnated
because
her.
that's how pregnancy works.
Yeah. Clearly.
Yeah. So and
the toxic pregnancies.
And then they go to Toxie going into the house of his alternate ego.
He finally finds Noxie's house.
And apparently there is a gimp.
There's a gimp guy.
Yeah,
tassels.
Apparently Noxie swings both ways.
Yeah, tassels and all.
And so he has Claire, who is a sex slave. And in this universe, she is deaf, not blind. And also, I love how they have a sign language interpreter.
Yeah, interpreter. Who has to be naked, of course.
Has to be naked. And by the way, no real sign language is happening. I assume. I don't think this is real sign language. So
no.
And there's multiple times where the translator comes back, doesn't say anything, and she's just topless there.
You're just breast out.
Like, don't get me wrong, guys. Like, I have no problem with boobs. I enjoy boobs in movies. I love it, but not like this.
It's egregious, and it's just
not like this. It's almost like when they did it in Puppet Master. After a while, I'm like, not like this, man.
He has tassels and nipple clamps.
Oh my god! And then they're doing the whole.
They're doing the
whole sexy scene
thing, but then he's like, "You're gonna keep going," because he realizes it's not Toxie, but he keeps going.
And once again, this is just sexual assault, and it's all very. You see pretty much what's happening. Like there's no ambiguity to it. And then once again, the other Toxie pretty much goes, "Hey, look, I'm getting her out of here." He fucking takes out. Does he take out the evil Sergeant Kabuki, or he just kind of like gets away from him?
I think he fights him and gets away.
And he gets away, and then pretty much, he takes other Claire away, and then you go back to the other universe where Noxie is now officially fucking up the town. He killed the mayor and pretty much took over.
Hostile takeover.
We're gonna fast forward through that, because once again, it's just a side terrible jokes.
Evil.
Oh, that's right. So they do a whole fight scene.
They find the meat body plant where the body.
Meat body because also he's lucky. He's lucky that the handicapped kids are lucky that he showed up because they were about to get chopped with the hot dogs. But this is where he has
sure
this.
you can do.
Oh my god! This is where he does a whole fight scene with the evil Sergeant Kabuki Man and Cowboy, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't even win. Like he has to escape because they're kicking the shit out of him. He puts up a fight, but they pretty much win this. And then he has the kids escape with him.
He jumps out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. The joke is he sees them all. He's like, they're getting away slowly, and he just says, fuck it. Yeah, I'm not dealing with this. And so now I don't know why they do this weird news cutscene because they abandoned the news guys, I guess.
They got canceled.
And then now they're pretty much covering how evil Noxie is taking over the town, like, and fucking everything up for everybody. And to the point where
then the superheroes.
I thought this was actually kind of funny. Where Kabuki
My
Man
eyes hurt
is trying to
rewatching this.
Is trying to rally the other superheroes, which, by the way, once again consists of Dolphin Man, Cowboy, the Masturbator, and Vibrator, which is a woman who has a vibrator for a hand. And then literally the next scene is all of them are dead, and Kabuki Man is just running away because literally Noxie's destroyed all of them. And I thought that was actually kind of funny. They hard cut to just all of them dead. And they have this stupid run-on gag where the cow guy just doesn't actually die. Oh god, and then this. So Sergeant Kabuki Man actually
Kabuki runs, flees. He's still drunk, but he sees Claire tied up, and he's like, "I'll help you." And he falls asleep
on top of her. By the way, so he was urinating before this was going on, and he didn't pull his shit up.
No, it's just out.
And it's just out. But he passes out on top of Claire. I want you to remember that. And then you think nothing of it, and then now we go back to the other universe where
join out, not Lardo, physicist, is just eating his rewards from his
last trick.
Yes.
Which, by the way, no subtlety.
No subtlety.
He is spitting jizz. Like, it's just. I'm sorry. I'm warning you now. We're doing this for you guys, so you guys don't have to fucking watch this. He's just Carl's like, I'm broken. I can't. But he's just spitting jizz.
And then he gives him a pie. He's like,
and he just eats it. He doesn't wash out his mouth or anything. He just eats the pie.
Okay. And then out of nowhere, Claire shows up.
Yeah, because Toxie reunites them. And of course, they have this weird, awkward, intimate moment where she's topless and he's topless. And
they take out a wheel of cheese and he starts scraping it on her.
Oh, yeah, because you have the cheese. I've been saving it. I'm like, where have you been saving this? Why? Anyways, so we move on to going back to the other universe where now Toxie's girlfriend finds out she's pregnant.
Yeah, but by who? Who's her doctor?
Now a reoccurring guest on our show.
He's going to probably show up more.
You watch, he might. Corey Feldman plays I assume, some kind of gynecologist.
Yeah, gynecologist.
And basically explain to her what's going on in her womb because she is impregnated by two men. But he has a nude nurse, which I assume is a porn star. By the way, apparently this actress, she was like, okay, I'll do a full nude scene for you, Lloyd, but you owe me a line, as in you have to give me a speaking line.
And so she gets more money.
And the thing is, you remember what her line is, right? Okay, well I do. So
I'm blacked out.
So after Corey Feldman explains what's going on in her womb, where the two fetuses are going to fight each other, and it's probably going to kill her, which never happens, by the way. The nurse literally comes out from under the desk. She's fully naked, hot as hell too, by the way. And her line is like, "Doctor, shouldn't you pull this thermometer out of my ass?"
That's the best line you can get.
That's the line
but you'll get.
She traded for that.
Yeah. She wanted more money for that.
And then Then after this, Claire goes to the Tromaville abortion clinic, where there's a whole slew of. You have the typical also sassy black woman, obligatory
sassy.
And when you think about sassy black woman, this is who you. There's a fucking
translator.
She's not talking.
She's not talking. She's eating a pizza.
She's just there.
She's eating a pizza naked. Like, Lloyd.
Who is this movie for?
Like, could we even get this movie in the
No,
video
you can't.
stores?
It would be
Like,
video stores. No,
this
video
is
stores for sure.
Which the porn ones?
No, you could get them at independent ones or Hollywood Video would have had.
Hollywood.
This.
You think Hollywood Video?
Yes, I think Hollywood Video would have had this
four.
shit.
It would have had four. On
Yes,
the
I
show.
think it would have had it. I will say that because Hollywood
That's
Video
rough.
had random shit, man. You never
I
know.
guess I think they should have
Blockbuster,
an
no,
adult section.
no way in Blockbuster, but Hollywood Video probably, and then
This
also.
is pure adult. Oh, that James Gunn.
Yep. So basically, they also kind of tie this going around again. So apparently, the particle physicist that was turning tricks was bequeathed upon the death of James Gunn, the lab, so we could figure out how to get Toxie home.
So they have the formula, and
By the way, the handicap girl's doing the
Sweetie Pie
formula.
is doing the formula. It's just,
And they do a whole montage of how they try to find out how to send him home.
Yeah.
And even Toxie seems like he's like, I'm so fucking over this.
I'm done.
Because
So
the solution they have is after reading The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, here's some magic slippers. Just
And all you do is just click your heels and you'll go home. Or heaven or a 70s porn set.
Yeah.
Specifically those things.
It's like, T's like, I'm not going. What do you mean you're not going?
He's like, I'm good now. And now he has a sidekick, which is a headless, a
Now
bodiless black man.
Now he's God of War. He has this head that he's going to travel with.
Oh, and now he's the R-worded Revenger.
Oh my gosh.
And that's his arc, though.
That wasn't a spinoff.
Yep, oh my God. But that's his arc. Unless they were, I guarantee you they wanted to do a spin-off movie with him. Guaranteed.
And anyone that saw that title was like, there's no way.
We're not
funding
doing that.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
I mean, they could have just renamed it Tito and Pompeii or something.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, no, I know he gives him lard ass his old mask.
Just in memory. Make me proud. Actually, you've already made me proud. Made you proud doing what?
Not
trying to sell a girl for drugs.
and trying to booze and do drugs the whole time. But yeah, no, now they do this whole joke thing where
he just jumps. He's quantum leaping through the realm.
He ends up on a 70s porn set, and obviously you see him get sexually assaulted before he leaves.
Yeah, of course.
Same thing with the handicap girl, because there's some random lady with a strap on just there, and then he ends up in heaven where God is a little person.
God is a little person, an angry
dwarf that's just
there.
And by the way, the population in heaven is only 16 people.
That checks.
Yeah, that checks out, especially in this universe.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be less after this.
And then at this point, God says, "All right, you can go home." And then Toxie goes home, and now they do this whole thing where Toxie tries to storm the hospital where his wife is now about to give birth to one of the babies.
He has to take on the evil Nazi cop army.
Yeah, because now Black Nazi
and they all have. We're saying that you think we're joking. They all have the Hitler mustache.
Yeah, it's not even a Nazi army. It's
all
Hitler army. It's an army of Hitlers. And he does his John Wick thing, going through and just fighting all these people. Here's the thing, too. The
blood
editing,
spraying on all the patients.
Oh yeah, no. And by the way,
just sitting
no
there.
one got evacuated. No one's evacuated. No one's running away. They're just watching and getting blood sprayed on them.
Mouths open, getting blood sprayed into them.
And everyone dies in crazy, gruesome ways.
He's just ripping people apart until he finally gets to his nemesis, his evil version, Noxie. And then they just blatantly wholesale rip off Star Wars Episode 1. Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan.
Yep. And they're playing the
old faith's just
bootleg
version. But then coincide because it's like an ultimate battle. Coincides it's like more Episode 3 because you have Anakin versus Obi-Wan,
God.
and then inside his womb the babies are fighting.
Yeah,
inside her womb,
you literally see two men in fetus outfits.
Yes,
fighting each other
with broomsticks.
Which, by the way, apparently Toxie's children are gonna come out with fucking mops. That's just what they're gonna do.
That's what we subjected Mike to the last 20 minutes, and he's like, "What?"
Yep. Yeah, even my roommates right now are just like they're still doing this. How? Because there's so much to goddamn talk about with this.
Because there's so much crazy and cringe and embarrassment and stupid.
Like we've been downplaying this movie a little bit.
It's probably the same length as the Puppet Master, at least one half of it, and there's half the movie.
Yep, and we've
jumped ahead for a lot of things.
A lot of things.
We spared you guys.
like just so you guys don't have to fucking watch this. But so they get to the climax of the fight where one, you find out why everyone was scared of his dick. It's a
Oh
literal
my
dick
God.
monster
Yeah.
that he had surgically implanted into himself that you have to pump up.
Yes.
And then Toxie finds the pump
and he's like, I'll just pump it until it explodes.
and he blows his dick up
and
with
it's blood just
blood everywhere. And then
all over Claire,
Yep.
of course, because it's
Toxie begins to disembowel Noxie.
Noxie, but that's not it. It's not over because what comes out of Noxie is evil Melvin.
And guess what? These guys, man, I guess got the right number right for in terms of salary because they got back the original Melvin from the first movie to reprise his role. Not only reprise his role, but by the end of this, after he gets weird with Toxie and Toxie just throws him out a window,
Again,
they reuse
do the exact
same footage from
part
first
one.
movie where he lands in the toxic waste.
Yep.
And which, by the
Just a
way,
bit, just
means-
ADR different.
which means he got out of the toxic body only to go back into the toxic waste into the toxic body. And he runs
He's
away
like,
being,
I'll come back in part 5
if there's a
if
part
there's
5.
if there's a part 5.
Yep. And then now
And
we
then all the doctors rush in, I guess afterwards, after the chaos and murder, and she delivers her baby. Just the one, but it's a 60-pound baby Toxie.
yes, baby Toxie. And by the way, I don't know how that didn't fucking kill her or slice her vagina open like a sea bass. Like,
Oh my god.
it's insane. But like, so she has this giant full human.
But then they're like, no, there's another one, and we think it's just the other evil twin. It's like, no, it's another baby, and he opens it up, and everyone's like, oh, thinking it's just like an evil Noxie baby, but no, it's a baby Kabuki.
Baby Sergeant Kabuki NYPD. And so what is surmised by this is that when he came, found Claire, and just because he didn't SA her.
No,
He
he just fell asleep.
he fell asleep on top of her with his junk out, and apparently that penetrated her, and I guess for some reason he just splooged, and which I don't get. And then the joke is like,
reason it makes him more.
yeah, it's, by the way, they're making light of sexual assault so much in
yes.
these movies, and even if it's unintentional.
Like I said, you don't want to watch this with anyone. You
No.
don't want to watch this at all.
No, like I said, Carl had to turn his off. I
had to
toughed
turn
it out. I was looking over my shoulder to make sure
This was
no
like-
one was coming downstairs.
I was like, I told him, I was like, I have to watch the end of this with you because I just can't.
Yep,
watch this.
no, and then it just kind of ends with
Well,
Toxie about to kill
it
Sergeant
kinda-
Kabuki.
Yeah, it kind of ends with that, but then they cut to what happens if you go to a parallel universe. Be careful. Some guy's in a shower and he just randomly ends up in a parallel universe just to be murdered by his alternate
It's
self.
alternate, and by the way, it's Lloyd
This way-
Kaufman.
Yeah, this is Lloyd Kaufman wearing not a Hitler stash, but like an evil, like a Star Trek evil goatee to murder himself.
But I mean, that's how they end this, because after this they just go to the standard ending.
Because this is what we end on. Lloyd Kaufman.
Oh, Lloyd Kaufman's junk, yeah, and then
And then the stock ending of the part 1 where he's running into the sunset and turns around. Toxic Avenger.
And that is the end of the last movie of the series until the reboot.
Well, until 2 months from now, are we gonna do that one?
Probably yes, just so you know. But overall, since we're for the ratings for this, actually, I'm gonna just do it for the whole series right now.
Oh yeah, we gave a half a rating. Okay, we'll do it for both. For 2 and 3.
It's what's below spoiled.
It's dumpster rot. Well, below spoiled is garbage water rotten. That's
You know what? I'm gonna say it's a dumpster fire.
a dumpster fire.
Because you know what it is? It's too much padding. It wasn't as entertaining because as far as entertainment goes, it wasn't that entertaining.
This goes off the wall, goofy.
It is literally that is more of a cartoon than
Yeah,
anything because
that's even more
with the
cartoon than first
narration and stuff like that. Like I said, it seems like they tried to make it more kid friendly, even though it was
Yeah.
not at all.
So that's the offensiveness to Japan.
Oh yeah,
Against people. to women,
to women,
to
to every
SA victims.
yeah, like seriously, like
anything like that.
that is one of my biggest gripes with this series. Like they just treat SA like as a giant joke. And it's just like that's that did not age well. Like I'm pretty sure that wasn't even good back then.
No,
Like because this at this point we're talking about a franchise that is 20 years old at this point from the last movie.
Yes.
More than 20 years old, and it's just like no,
old.
this did not. This aged like milk, like in the
Really
sun
good.
at a gas station that's abandoned.
It's like milk and fruit that just was left out
In the sun to grow hair, and like, but yeah, no, that was a dumpster fire. Now the fourth one, I'm gonna say
Kill Me is it? Are we gonna get our first Kill Me? Well, no, we've got.
Actually, no, I'm giving this one a spoiled.
This is just a spoiled to you for
because it is so out there.
I don't want to watch this.
I mean, I don't want to watch it. I mean, these aren't good ratings, by the way, that we're giving.
We're not giving good ratings.
We haven't given a
I'm trying
positive
to give
rating.
it a lowest rating.
I guess I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm not.
You're
Look,
desensitized. We were all desensitized.
I was very desensitized by this point, and also like when I watched this, I'm like, I can't. Most of the time, my jaw was agape, going, I can't believe they went there.
For me,
every time. But yeah, for you, what is it?
It's close to. It's like dumpster fire, close to Kill Me. It's just like a very high dumpster fire. Because I don't want to watch this, ever think about this again. I usually rewatch our cast. Just I don't even really want to rewatch.
I don't want to rewatch this one, but I mean, yeah, like but
it makes me think about it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say this. So
It's
for the
so
franchise
uncomfortable.
as a whole,
it's a dumpster fire. For sure.
I'm sorry, it's a
It
dumpster
can't-
fire.
It's not reaching.
Like I understand why number one, the first one is a cult classic. I get that because I understand the appeal.
It's
over the top. It's a
X-rated.
slice of life.
Yeah, but
Like-
it's still like in the vein of 80s still.
Yeah, like that 80s schlock
80s
horror.
schlock horror.
I mean, once again, they go way over the top with that shit, but
Yeah.
like it's still egregious. But 4
It
takes
gets
it to a
so much
whole
worse,
nother
yeah.
level. Like
Yeah,
to the
so
point
much more stupid and so much worse.
it felt like they were trying to compensate for the lack of all that shit in the last two movies.
Yeah.
It was to the point where literally the narrator Stanley literally said, "Hey, forget the last two movies. This is the real sequel to
This is
Toxie
the real
1." And this franchise is a fucking dumpster fire, man. It's a fucking dumpster fire. This isn't a Kill Me. It's a dumpster. It's close.
Well, like you said, it has so much extra media out there for it, though. The comics,
Somehow,
the
man.
cartoon, even though it only had like 12 episodes.
I've actually heard in some reviews and stuff of this where most of the guys are like, yeah, no, you know what? The cartoon was cool. I had a good time watching it. And then I realized that it's based off of these movies. And when I saw the movies, I'm like, I don't like this anymore.
Yeah, it's like you're just like, that's what I'm like, nah, I don't want to be associated.
No. And
James Gunn probably doesn't want us talking about this.
he probably doesn't give a shit. I mean, like, because,
well, now he's too big.
oh, yeah, now he can't do shit like this. But, like, I mean, he still kind of does, though. I mean, like, you've seen Peacemaker. Like, it gets pretty.
But not like even Peacemaker does not go to these.
Oh,
levels,
no. And they
to
can't.
these
Yeah,
levels.
no. They can't. You can't
And I'm
do
like,
that.
I'm pretty sure, like you said, Lloyd probably wanted to go even lower, and
Oh,
that's when people were like, "I'm out."
No, we're not doing
We're not
that.
doing
Which also explained probably why they haven't done a 5 because he was trying to push for that
Yeah.
for a while. I think there's actually a trailer available that he filmed,
Yeah.
but they never actually did the movie because I don't think he could ever get funding for it because
Who's
like
gonna fund it? That's crazy though. They will fund so many Puppet Master things, but at least they're not. They're tame. It's just like we keep bottling the barrel and finding a new barrel underneath it.
this is
Because
definitely
this
like
is, Puppet Master is a tame
oh
cat.
that is
They're very
Academy Award winning compared to this shit.
It's
Like
I
this,
never-
like
I
it just
never know.
this might be rock bottom for us.
You say that until whatever else we're gonna hit.
Which
Whatever
now
new dumpster fire we jump toward.
Which now we're
Let's
gonna
be-
get into this. This is gonna be the decision. I have 2 movies in my head right now,
Oh God!
and so we're gonna do
Please
with.
give us a fine.
So we have a
Everything is
fine, and I'm not gonna tell you what the fine is because you're still not gonna like it. But
I like it more than the dumpster
but the
fire.
dumpster fire, Carl kind of already called it. It's gonna be Nukem High.
Oh my!
So that's the dumpster fire. If we get the
Back to trauma.
if we get the fine, I'll tell you what we got. But let's see what we get.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Dumpster fire.
Oh, my.
We will now be doing, because guess what, Carl? There's 2 movies.
Oh, High.
Nuke 'em High. And you know what? I'll tell you what the fine was. The fine was actually going to be Moonfall by Roland Emmerich.
I'd rather watch. That's it's dumb and boring.
I'm sorry, but we'll still be punishing ourselves next time. Tune in next time for Class of Nuke 'em High, the other flagship movie for Troma.
Oh my.
1 and 2. Because that is also available on Amazon. If you guys are curious about these movies,
they're in the queue right now.
it's Amazon.
He wants us to suffer.
Listen, the coin decided this.
Oh,
time.
the coin decided.
The coin
You
decided.
picked these.
Look, I thought we were gonna get Moonfall.
No, you
Okay.
didn't. You were like, please nuke him, please.
Well, yeah. Now we're gonna do Nuke 'em
We're gonna
High.
keep going with you, Lloyd.
All right,
I'd rather
guys.
Demonic toys. I don't even know. I don't even know this.
Oh my God! But tune in next time
Tune
when
in
we
next
go back
time.
to Tromaville for Nuke 'em High 1 and 2.
Oh my
Take it
gosh.
easy, guys.
Peace.